Over to me. Revenant Sports. Let's go! RNT! RNT! भाई what's up? मैं ये पहनूंगा.
Show for every single person that's watching, but you know what? It's time for us to welcome the YouTube
Deadly 10
back, ladies and gentlemen, to Valorant Challenger South Asia Split 2. We're currently inside the last day of the league stage, and hopefully you guys are ready with your popcorns.
Absolutely, we have saved the best for the last. Reckoning and Revenant, both of these teams have been absolutely spectacular to look at. Reckoning were probably one of the most innovative teams throughout Split 1, and whatever experiments that they've tried in Split 1, they have now perfected over the course of Split 2. Revenant, on the other hand, these guys did not get a chance to play in Split 1, but they make up for it massively in Split 2. They are probably one of the most aggressive teams and also one of the most unpredictable ones. Some of the plays that these guys make might seem very individualistic on paper, but the way they play in tandem, it is almost reminiscent of Paper Rex, and this is a very difficult team to pin down. Plus, when you've got players like Deadly 10, Harsh, Roya on Reckoning, along with Twist walking out, they are looking absolutely fabulous. Josh, right to Ace, Blackhawk, and Jing, you can always count on them. But you know who my two personal favorite players are throughout the entire tournament? It will be Flavin from Reckoning and Paradox from Revenant.
पे और वांटे भाई डिस्कॉर्ड ज्वाइन करो ना मेरा गाइस वेटिंग विसी पे
They've got the hats, they've got the glasses, they've got the swag.
वॉच पार्टी करते हैं, आ जाओ.
On some body bags today.
सपोर्ट RNT. मेरे को ये रेकनिंग का टैग नहीं मिल रहा है.
Hold on, Flavin, he turned around a bit too quickly. That's not how Mexican standoffs are supposed to be.
Well, maybe that was planned. Maybe Flavin was the quicker one. You know, you never know, man. Reaction time, maybe Flavin's got it on the point today. But I like the fact that they have also shared their pistols this time, their revolvers. So they're showing a little bit of brotherhood over here. I like the fact that both of them are just cowboys. Let's see how their guns are going to be working inside the game as both the coaches walk on the stage. And finally, they're going to fist bump their way in. Soon enough, we're going to take a look at the map veto, which is, of course, going to be a huge icebreaker. And a map veto is something which will really which will catch us off guard, or it's going to be the basic as we all expected.
Nah. You see their walkouts? Do they seem basic to you? I don't think the map video is gonna be basic.
Wait, bro.
Either. I'm
I
pretty sure
didn't-
that Ascent and Haven and all that kind of stuff.
Waiting
is
VC पे आओ.
gonna
Hello.
Right out of the window. I'm expecting something like Lotus.
मोबाइल से ही हूँ.
Uh,
अच्छा.
might see bind if it doesn't get target banned by Reckoning. But yeah,
Reckoning
I
का
definitely
ये
don't
tag
think
क्या
this is
है?
gonna be one of those standard games, ladies and gentlemen.
अच्छा,
That's
Reckoning
exactly
India
why
है.
we've saved the best for the last. These are some of the two most visually spectacular teams. They're the most entertaining ones. Of course, they're also some of the best ones, but I think entertainment can be put a little ahead of sound Counter-Strike today, sound Valorant today, because these teams are so good in presenting themselves. It is a treat to watch them.
And just keep this thing in mind too, ladies and gentlemen. Whichever team loses this matchup, it will be their second loss added inside the league stage. So, as I said, the bragging rights are definitely quite strong this time, and you do not want to lose out on that. Reckoning Esports, I don't exactly know what they're talking through over here, but they're definitely having some detailed talks going on right now. And considering we know how Reckoning Esports are and how they like to banner around, this game is going to be an absolute action-packed and also an entertaining game. Now, soon enough, we're going to be taking a look at the map video, as you said.
Hello, brother
We are
Nick.
gonna be
Welcome to the
expecting
stream.
Some new maps over here, maybe Lotus, something unorthodox, maybe some new maps, maybe Fracture as well. It's not something that we see often. I would be down to see both these teams just duke it out on that map. But I don't exactly know how the map video is going to look like. Deadly 10, speaking of this man, recently he's been looking under form, and hopefully today as well, he's going to find himself in that groove. Take a look at the map video. Reckoning Esports going for the first ban on the map, a Split. Revenant will get the second chance to ban. Split being banned out, I think so it's going to be their comforts once.
Oh, hold on. If they've already banned out the comfort maps, which means they get to pick their own best ones. Alright, it's a Lotus from Reckoning. We've seen this from them before. Reckoning looked absolutely spectacular on Lotus. They are very, very good. Of course, at one point they were the best team in Lotus, but now other teams have also added Lotus to their mix. They've added it to their capabilities. So let's see if Revenant will struggle over here or not. Bind, on the other hand, has been a staple for Revenant Esports, and I think that's for good reason. I hope Reckoning can bring their best game over here, because Revenant can turn this map of Bind into a source of infinite chaos.
Exactly. Haven's going to be the ban next one. So let's see what Revenant's going to go for. Ascent being banned out. That means the decider's going to be Fracture. Okay, Crips. I'm down for this one. A BO3, which will probably potentially end on the map of Fracture. And as I said, this is a matchup made in heaven. I'm expecting close games in every single map over here. But Lotus, that also means that we will probably see the Harper Viper composition, considering it's the team Reckoning Esports, which Lotus has been looking like a strong suit for them. One thing is for sure, they are probably improved drastically on this map.
Yep, even I hope so.
Bro, आपका face
Revenant,
cam छोटा करो.
Like I said, they are the kind of team that love delving into
ठीक है.
chaos. They like turning their attention to the dark side and using that malicious power to throw all their opponents into a state of downward spiral. Let's see if they can channel that energy once again over here.
कौन है
As they
इधर?
go for a very aggro
है ही
build
नहीं.
already. What
Yes,
is this?
join
They've got the
करता हूँ.
Raze and the Breach together? Turn it up with Sky, and you've got a lot of flashes on Revenant.
Hello, stream कर रहा हूँ मैं. तू कोई आ रहा है watch party मेरे साथ?
क्या किसका मैच है?
YouTube RNT versus RGE.
RNG?
तेरे को क्या लगता है अभी CS:GO का मेजर चल रहा है वो छोड़ के मैं ये देखूंगा
मैं तेरे से पूछ रहा हूँ क्या?
नहीं मैं तेरे से बात कर रहा हूँ ना
हाँ, but मेरे को नहीं बात करना है तेरे
क्या
से.
करेगा तू हाँ
Shut
तू
the
कुछ नहीं
fuck
कर
up.
सकता और
Sound muted. Meanwhile, Revenant, their lineup kind of looks like they are built to just fight, brawl, and just continuously tear their opponents apart.
Yeah, the lineup just looks like an aggressive one, the agent select. But let's see, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on forward inside the first map of Lotus. As we take a look, of course, Revenant Esports on the defense and Reckoning Esports on the attack. The team seem ready, and hopefully you guys are ready too, as we're going to kick things off with a pistol round. Considering Revenant Esports, they've only got that one controller underneath their belt, Blackhawk on the Omen, the classic combination. Let's see
हाँ
how it's
ना.
going to work out. As Crips mentioned, yeah, this composition is quite an aggressive one. They need to take some aggressive map control. But if a lot of time's wasted early off by Reckoning Esports, then this can definitely sting them quite a lot. Revenant on the defense so far. Just playing the patience game, not really taking it against the opponents just yet.
I like this wiper wall that Reckoning have deployed. It lets them creep up towards the ultimate orb region and take it without any contest. Plus, they've got the cascade as well, which allows them to break that door on the B-Link and flood right inside the B side. But Revenant are ignoring the smokes. They're pushing right in, and Reckoning punished them for doing so. That's what happens when you try to push out of the high tide. You will get slowed down and killed.
Setup तो set piece तो मस्त था.
Paradox just creeping and crawling his way in. Notice that the players are on the bomb site. Trist. We'll see what the deal. Paradox takes
अरे क्या हुआ? अरे मैं कर रहा हूँ अभी. क्या हुआ? हेलो बोलना. हेलो बोल.
इग्नोर करेगा.
अरे नहीं रे बाबा. अरे मैं डिस्प्ले कैप्चर है.
क्या तेरे फ्लैश?
अच्छा.
हाँ.
कर ले बाद में आराम से बात करते हैं. कुछ सीन नहीं रे.
ड्रोन कर रहे.
Sound muted.
Dropping them like flies, not even giving a lot of chance or a lot of time for to
ये
react. Definitely something that they would want to keep.
इन लोग का सेट पीस तो मस्त था भाई.
Let's see what Revenant's got underneath.
Pistol.
Yesterday we saw
क्वालिटी क्या है
a lot
इसकी?
of thrifties, to be honest. That little pathway they created towards speed, just surprising the players of Revenant, and also just dropping them like flies, not even giving a lot of chance or a lot of time to react. Definitely something that they would want to keep up. Let's see what Revenant's got underneath the belt. Yesterday we saw quite a lot of thrifties, to be honest. Especially on those anti-eco rounds, they were still able to get those thrifties secured, so you never know what can happen. You might just be up for a lot of surprises. Reckoning Esports taking the C-Long control. Going for the Orbis Hirsch. So nothing being showcased just yet. Even Revenant not pushing out at all, playing quite disciplined, letting the opponent team have that space, respecting their privacy. Reckoning on the other hand, though, really just want to breach in the opponent's territory as the rest of the three players walk in. Now everyone's stacked outside A. The intentions are starting to get a little more clear. Even the intentions, as you can see, they've finally decided to stroll on the site. Deadly 10 opens the fray, and Reckoning Esports, they've got a clear pathway. 3 on 4 definitely is doable, but Revenant's still able to get some kills underneath the rug. Able to sweep them under the rug, but Reckoning now, they finally get the grip back on the round, as Joss is going to be the last man up in life. Inside the cove, can't do much, and Voya, we'll see the deal. Good way. Reckoning Esports, 2 rounds, as expected, but now the opponents are going to have the better weaponry. And as I said, so does the entire agent select just resembles. Revenant Esports will need to play this one on the aggression. They've got the lineup, they've got the agents.
Nice try, Josh. Nice try. अगर RNT ने ये मैच लूज किया तो कुछ नहीं. थर्ड सीट पे आएंगे. हम लोग क्वालिफाई हो चुके हैं प्लेऑफ्स के लिए. अगर ओजी के सामने जीतते तो मैं इधर आरजी के साथ खेलता. रेलिक वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम. ये सीटिंग के लिए मैच है बस.
Got so much map control.
ओए
Almost could have taken down Josh's wall, but barely able to stay alive on the skin of his teeth. And now it's Josh just going for those duels. Chris was able to seal the deal onto that man for Reckoning Esports. The problem is that they've lost out on the spike, and Trist is way too low. Seems next to impossible to seal the round, and Reckoning Esports going to respect Revenant. As they know, this round is pretty much gone, so Trist...
Right, देखो.
He at least wants to take down one
Nice one, para. Smart.
Himself, but the dream is going to stay a dream. Revenant Esports,
Smart है para.
a clean round from them, perfectly countered, but this could have been a huge nightmare too. Deadly 10. Man, if he's going to keep on being this aggressive the entire game, let me tell you guys, it's going to be an absolute treat to watch. Hirsch has already got his seekers up, which he can utilize to
Discord
try
आएगा
and do
लोग.
something. One thing is for sure to gain at least information to pinpoint exactly where his opponents are. But let's see what Reckoning Esports is going to try to do here. Considering they have hit the A side and the B side so far. They'll probably now try to bring a little bit more variety. Once again, they're trying to do the same thing that they did in the previous round. There isn't a Arbot waiting for them. Deadly 10 wants to be aggressive. This time, a lot of utilities just on his face. Can't move up forward anymore. The Aftershock's going to deny his entry. Just waiting for those duels. Reckoning Esports giving their presence away to the Hawk. Gonna fall back silently. Paradox as well falls back from the A-Long. Reckoning Esports will get the control back. So many visual denying utilities. And Revenant, they're not really able to get that confirmed information on their opponents. But look at Reckoning, so indecisive. Don't exactly know where to go. They're just trying to play around, trying to gather some information. But still, now finally, they have made their mind. They want to go on the C-side. They want to hit it. Because Killjoy is the only one on that side. Seeker's used to get the exact position of the opponents. And Voya's going to start the fray.
Good stuff. Ching instantly eliminated the High Tide as well as the Viper Toxin screen available to boot. And this should keep Revenant away. At least cut lines of sight before the spike goes down. And now that the walls fall to the ground, it's time for Revenant to rise up. The Cove will also dissipate in a moment. Deadly playing in a one-and-done angle, hoping that Flabin will be able to trade him, but the right to ace is there to neutralize the numbers. The wall drops. Josh pops the flash. We are supposed to keep
Short, Josh.
Supposed to keep
Aram se,
but he just needs to kill
short.
who's defusing. And guess what?
Defuse, guys.
That. Trist, they're all ready to push him right now.
Right.
इतना
क्यों push करना
है?
Hello.
Hi.
क्या कर रहे हो?
Watchparty.
किस
Hello,
चीज़
buddy.
की?
Rahul, buddy, can spare this side. Oh, Rahul, ja, welcome to the stream, man. What's up?
वो तो स्ट्रीम कर रहा है.
They still have that
जल्दी बोलो.
single round on the board. So at least not a lot of lead.
वो diffuse
This is
करेगा.
only 2 rounds lead. So the pressure's not going to be surmounting just yet.
तुम कर वॉच पार्टीज हम चले भाई.
What I
Bye-bye.
somewhat am skeptical about
Dinner
with
किया?
Reckoning's approach in the previous round was that they take control of B
या
by
अभी भी
using the
भूखा
high
है.
tide. They also spread out towards C and
खाया मैंने.
which is nice. But then they give
चलो.
up on both B and C early on. Now, it's a good thing that Revenant didn't catch on to it, but if Revenant were a little more proactive, they would have figured out where Reckoning were going in the end. Uh-oh. This is Josh being pushed back. Both the Cascade and the Trailblazer forces him to concede the area as he hears multiple footsteps from Reckoning approaching him. He's already called in the cavalry. The rotations are on the way. But they won't be able to make too much of a difference because of the Reckoning invested by it.
Nice.
And just as I say that,
Nice shot, Deadly.
Deadly takes one frag.
Upsi है क्या? नहीं.
Start things off. They've got the B control too. Revenant. They can't do a lot
Those
in this
दूसरे.
situation. We'll need to respect the opponents. Let the site control be taken away. But look at Deadly all by himself on the A site. And somewhere down line, Revenant knows too that there's one man trapped somewhere towards the
Oi,
mid.
nice shot.
Finally, Paradox finds the opening.
Line up.
As he takes down Deadly, Tent cracks his skull open.
Nice shot.
The rug and Black Hawk 2 able to shut down Voya. Now the bodies are starting to drop down. Revenant Esports definitely a momentum, a pace inside the round that we're looking for. Even invest the ultimate, the Rolling Thunder. They are clearly just indicating that they want to get this
Nice
round
shot.
ahead, but Ching still able to get that kill.
Nice.
Round off. It seemed like an impossible round to get
Nice
in the
round.
hands, but Revenant Esports, they still somehow do it.
What a
मजा आ गया भाई. क्या shot मारा है गोपी ने वो.
Well orchestrated. The first boom bob that was used by
क्या
Paradox
shot
gave
मारा है
indication
बहन,
about
शो.
who's holding the closer angles and
Fuck.
who's holding the farther ones. Now, the paranoia from Blackhawk was a little early. If it was thrown along with the Rolling Thunder, it would have been even more devastating, but Revenant still make it work. The only person who could have actually saved this round was Trist, because he's playing towards the start of C-Link. And that's not a position you would expect an attacker to be in that deep in the post plant. So he went and checked, and he actually could have created a lot of impact, but he got one tapped out of existence. Now that's a banger. Oh, and this time also Reckoning start off with furious, blistering pace. Deadly already dashing inside, clearing out the way, and the rest of his teammates follow suit.
They were able to scoop the previous round away, but let's see if this one's going to be done or not. once again, the site control's taken away. Revenant, they also have the weapons advantage. But just like how Reckoning lost their own buy round, there's a high chance that Revenant might just lose their buy round too. Right to Ace knows the players in the close is detained and will take full advantage of that situation. Reckoning, they start to flow in the site as they're trying to stop this entire retake from Revenant. The last two players are up and alive from Revenant. Right to Ace and Josh's. Right to Ace, man to be feared. Let's see how much Reckoning are going to fear him.
I'll down kar de.
The answer. A Thrifty being pulled off even from Reckoning.
What is this? I mean, both these teams are pulling thrifties upon thrifties. I mean, why do you even have the guns at this point? You know, we usually talk about economy quite often, which dictates the momentum of a team, but I guess in the case of these two teams, all our conversations about money are irrelevant, because these guys are capable of pulling off such random good stuff. Now, there are few problems with Revenants around this time. The lockdown invested doesn't cover the entire Viper's pit. So Trist isn't forced to vacate his own pit, he can continue staying over there. Yes, the extension from Deadly was a little late. If he probably went in a little early on, he probably could have destroyed the lockdown too. But even without it, even though he gets detained, he's doing just well. Revenant pushing really deep into
Nice shot रे गोपी. Smoke के through मारा उसने.
On the other hand,
Shit.
Blackhawk is able to kill Warrior, and that too through the smoke.
Through the smoke मारा उसने.
That's gonna sting later on.
Flash Ace.
Comfort will be dealt with.
एस को वहाँ दूर रहना चाहिए और पारा को वहाँ पे रहना चाहिए यार.
Definitely a sad moment. A 4-4 scenario.
एस उधर से पारा को फ्लैश देगा और पारा मारेगा. अगर एसी वहाँ पे रहेगा तो
line up another one too, just next to it. They were able to sweep one under the rug, but
शायद गन थी इसीलिए वो उधर था एस वहाँ पे.
They are playing like a very tight-knit unit. 3 of Reckoning's members sticking together.
पारा एक को तो मारेगा. Oh shit! अगर ये कनेक्ट हो तो 2 मरते भाई.
I can't blame him when he gets Ferrari peak like that. The timing from Harsh, it could be perfect.
मस्त खेल रहे हैं.
The flash will detect where Blackhawk is, and now Revenants are almost entirely detected. Only Josh's position remains somewhat.
Josh ने कैप क्यों पहना आज?
Even if they don't know where he is, it's not like the 2v4 is an easy.
Save.
They've pulled off some really cool rounds.
पैसे नहीं है.
This is too tall of a task.
Save करो.
the round loss is
मैं भी कैप पहनूंगा RNT का. वेट.
Josh is, he hasn't really found an upgrade for himself. He's still got a sheriff in the hand. So he's looking to take
Shisha bowl.
just trying to deal
RNT
with
cap.
damage if possible. But Reckoning Esports, they're just playing it so disciplined. Recovers Vandal in his hands, and now, yeah, Revenant is gonna fall back.
कैसा दिख रहा हूँ मैं
It's
RNT
completely
कैप में?
okay if Reckoning Esports are able to steal this round away. Revenant, they need to start cooking something up right here, right now. They can't let these side controls be taken away just like that. If you've noticed, Reckoning Esports, they're not struggling at all to get the side controls in the hands. But what they're struggling
कैसे
with
दिख रहा हूँ मैं
sometimes
कैप
is
में?
to sustain those.
बहुत अजीब लग रहा हूँ.
Yeah, right. Just to deal with the
I'm
struggles,
out.
Revenant Esports are calling the tactical timeout.
Pro भाई जादू करो
So
जादू.
far, Revenant Esports, while they are playing pretty proactively towards the start of the round, they almost always give up the area as soon as even a single cascade is thrown in from Reckoning Esports. So that's one thing that Revenant are doing well, but I would
इनका
say
strong
that
map है
they
map है
control
Reckoning
the
का
game
Lotus.
for a longer amount of time. Of course, that comes with a risk. If you overstay your welcome, you are at a chance of being run over and offered very unfair fights, because Reckoning will almost always play as a well-stacked unit. You will always be facing a 1v3 or a 1v4. If you have backup, even then it's still gonna be like a 2v4 or something along those lines. So Revenant will almost never have the trade advantage unless they start playing from sites and preemptively stacking the sites by reading Reckoning somehow. Which again, if you try to do by playing proactively, is possible, but that's the problem. If you invest too much utility very early on just to take that map control away from Reckoning, and if you use too much of it, you won't have anything left when Reckoning actually start their execute. So it also comes down to timing as well to some extent. So Revenant have to maintain that balance somehow.
Paradox has got to show
ये
something.
लोग
They can try to do something here. Right to Ace, he's only 2 orbs away from his ult. Rolling Thunder. This round, you can't try to go for some hefty investments just to get it in the hand and also put a little full stop.
Silong heavy ले रहे हैं लोग.
that Reckoning has gotten so far.
Execute
Reckoning
कर दिया.
utilized. Flabin is adamant to get the side on the hand, and Reckoning Esports once again they get the
Nice,
side
very
control.
deadly.
Deadly 10. This man just does not stop moving.
बहुत मुश्किल है.
Gets the opening for his team. As I said,
Nice.
Reckoning, they're just not struggling at all.
Try
The side
ching.
controls in the hand. And I
Deadly
think
ने बहुत
Sinatra
अच्छा
also got a
shot
huge
खेला
man
उधर.
situated up. Revenant, they will need to probably try and
अच्छा
fall
shot
back
मारा
maybe.
उधर.
Because, yeah, that's the best thing they can do. Let this round away as well, because the site takes are just so cleanly done. But as you guys saw it there,
कोई नहीं.
he tried to spam through the Harbor's wall.
6-6 करेंगे.
The tracers were seen, and then he got killed right then and there. Spamming through anything, a smoke or wall with a vandal is just so risky.
Reckoning Esports getting those frags, and without being traded, you can almost call them a freebie. But all the remaining members
Nice
of Reckoning
shot,
Esports
Gopi.
are now positioned towards Rubble and AMEN. They're ready to fight
Nice
this
stun.
one out. Flabin really wanted to trade Blackhawk, but he's afraid of getting double peaked. Rightfully so.
Fuck. Nice one, the ace.
He's on a hunt.
Oh,
Right to ace. We'll finally be able to stop
nice one,
him,
guys.
but it's
6-6.
not a matter of reckoning at all. They've
Let's
got
go.
So much money. The bank's just stacking up. The cash is overflowing. So yeah, even if Flabin was the opening over there, they're completely fine with that. Now Voya's got his hands on the lockdown. They're probably going to utilize. their
Actually मेरे को
lockdown
रेडार
control in the hands.
दिखाना चाहिए. मैं रेडार की उधर ही कैम लाया हूँ. ना?
They're holding on to this showstopper. I'm assuming it's to counter the lockdown that comes out from Voya. This poison orb setup that is being deployed
इधर होना चाहिए था.
by
इधर होना चाहिए,
just
right?
every
कैम
now
मेरा.
and then allows the Reckoning members to cross over towards Rubble on paper. But Revenant are also equally quickly taking control of a Rubble just to deny it to Reckoning Esports. That's why Reckoning almost always start off their rounds towards the B and C side respectively. If they are to go A, they have to go late. Or they have to do it at the cost of a lot of utility.
Hi cutie. Shreya Shetty, welcome to the stream, man. What's up?
And this is after committing a fake
What you
lockdown
doing?
towards the C site. But the Trailblazer being used by Josh might just give them a little clue.
Nice shot, Gopi.
Blackhawk. That's one, and will also fade away.
Gopi, nice.
Still positioned.
Nuts.
No, and
Oh,
Blackhawk's able to line him
nice
up.
turret, nice
Those
turret.
headshots are really stinging deep. But at least Reckoning Esports is able to get the site control.
Oi,
So far, they've got the area control.
Nice. अरे वो कैसे नहीं मरा?
Paradox utilizes his showstopper, gets rewarded with one, but that's all he's gonna get.
Nice one, Rage. अबे ये Rage ult, bro.
Secured by Revenant Esports. Such a scrappy round.
Nice one, Ching.
Yeah, but this was quite proactive by nature for Revenant Esports. As soon as Blackhawk heard those people come up, he decided it was trying to strike. Instead of actually falling back conveniently, he stayed around in position.
Gopi, nice one, Rev. Crucial था ये Viper वाला kill.
Plus, there was a massive play by Josh as well over there. The Trailblazer that he used towards C Mound made sure that Reckoning's lockdown was fake. That's what confirmed it to Revenant Esports, and that's exactly why they were able to rotate all their players towards A in the nick of time before Reckoning could get inside.
Once again, a slow start. They're having players situated on every single part of the map. Reckoning just making sure that the opponents are not going to overstep their boundaries and steadily 10 once again.
Nice one,
Moving
Ace.
deep, a good flash. And right to Ace will be rewarded with that kill. Stops the entire aggression from Deadly 10. Voya on the C side, trying to cause a little bit of more distraction. Even Paradox in the up close quarters of the A long. Still, Reckoning Esports don't exactly know what to do. Now, finally, they're starting to stack outside the C. Probably do want to make it in there because the turret was taken away in the first initial contact by Voya. Now they know there's no turret available there. But still, the alarm bot's going to be a little bit of problematic situation, and yes, it was. Some time being bought, but is that enough? That's the question. Tristan the Lurk is able to find two. Those are two crucial frags and also a game-changing one.
Nice one, Josh.
Oh my goodness.
आराम
Speak
से.
about game changer. And Josh is here to flip the tides. Unfortunately, Blackhawk can't do the
Nice
same.
one,
Josh catches
Josh.
timing
Do
once
it, do.
again. So good on these lurk timings. I can't even call this a lurk, by the way. This was just him being
Jinx.
a really good player.
Oh,
And he just
man.
continues to strike. He continues to impress.
Come on,
Revenant
be nice.
are making this one work. Reckoning knew exactly where Josh was, but they still can't do anything about him. Despite having the information, they leave him, and he goes rampant. It's all up to Flabin now. Most likely gonna get double kill, and he gets swung into oblivion. Josh with a quad kill.
Revenant finally seems like
क्या swing किया है?
this entire momentum flow stopped, at least for now. But still, the main objective for them is to not trip over their own shoelaces. If they make any sort of mistakes once again, and if Reckoning Esports is able to find that little flow that they're looking for,
6-6 boys, let's go.
and this is why the tactical timeout's being called to Reckoning Esports.
इधर 2 kill नहीं मिलना चाहिए था उसको, but इन लोगों ने कर दिया। इधर भी थोड़ा bro Josh भाई डरा दिया।
That's a good thing for Reckoning Esports, but that mid-round indecisiveness is starting to kick in.
Yeah, that
I think it's time, guys.
something that is
Strat
actually
time.
for Revenant. You know, the more
Push time.
indecisive Reckoning are, the better it is for Revenant Esports. But I wouldn't exactly call this indecisiveness.
Push
over
time,
here.
push time.
I mean, Reckoning, they had a plan. Yes, they adapted. It wasn't a great adaptation. We've seen better stuff from them in the past. But as soon as they realize that there's a lot of people present towards the B side, they kick the door down and they try to make a play towards A. Of course, Reckoning will reach A much faster than Revenant Esports on paper. That is, if Revenant take their normal rotation paths via defender spawn. Who would have expected that Josh would literally follow them, chase them like it's hot pursuit,
Josh ने
and
बचा
kill
लिया।
3 people in the back? Like, that's not something you
उन लोगों ने देखा
expect.
है, उन लोगों ने वो
And the first kill that he was
Coke
able to
का
get was
cover
quite
निकाला है।
fine. The second one, playing with
because
the timing based off the Coke.
ये ना हो
He swings out of the Coke.
promotion ना हो।
Back in, even then, Reckoning are in such a hurry to get to the A side, they just simply don't cover their back lines. And
Shot!
everyone.
What?
That is nutty. I mean, Triss probably shouldn't have been even
What?
visible. But he jumps back to dodge the fault line, and Paradox plucks him off mid-air. If he probably just walked back, he would have been fine. But I can't even call that a mistake. Nobody would expect to get shot down this fast.
Yeah, that was just some inhuman stuff. That's all I can say. But one thing that we know for sure.
अरे
Nice
one, Ching.
Stolen away by Deadly 10. But the ultimate was used Rolling Thunder, but that's not going to be enough to stop the mayhem that Deadly 10 is currently causing on the site. He gets another one.
अरे
For scenario, Revenant Esports, they had the man advantage at the start, but out of nowhere now it's faded away.
Full हो गए रे, low
Revenant
HP।
Esports have also been rewarded with the site control, but they still haven't got the plant just yet. Flabin is slowly and steadily making his way on the site. He will
क्या
get the flank, will get the flank down, but there's also a flank.
वो
in
stun
the
दिया
Black
उसने।
Hawk, a man to be feared.
गोपी के लिए रुकते थे यार कि
You know, right to
वो
Ace
क्या
is just
उसने
waiting for this flank to
Nice
activate.
shot।
As that Black Hawk finds the opening.
Push करेंगे
Right to
लोग।
Ace will probably
Deadly
try
push
to
करेगा
strike
hard।
in from the front, but he's
करना
way
ही
too
पड़ेगा।
worried, way too paranoid about the flank, and Deadly 10 once again, a man
Nice
unstoppable.
try।
Reckoning Esports adjusted so very well in this particular round. They didn't have too many backup plans. They were very adamant on going towards the C site. And yes, they faced some resistance. Revenant stopped them from planting quite early on. All the utility that right to ace through. First the Rolling Thunder, then the Aftershock just kept Reckoning away from the planting region. Paradox nade was kind of missed, so yeah, his presence in this round was not really noted. Even later on when he double satcheled inside, he kind of just flew into his death. And that was the undoing of Revenant Esports. Otherwise, on paper, Revenant did some really good stuff to keep Reckoning delayed over there, to stop them from planting. But Reckoning just take a pause, they take a chill pill, and they're back in the action.
Nice shot रे Josh।
What? These shots, these individual
Nice turn।
performances that both these teams are showing from their side, it's hard to believe in. And Revenant Esports, once again, they're having the upper hand. But Paradox getting dinked up like that, not a good news for them. Both of the players on the C site, or at least towards the C site, they're quite low. So they should not take any sort of extra bit of risk here. Try to play in the back lines a little bit. Safe and sound has to be the way to go. And every single player now, it's just stacking outside the A. But they've still got one man on the lurk. It's in the name of Trist.
They flip the switch. That's a good position to send a Trailblazer in from. And Trist also finds a kill on the lurk while coming in from B side. So that is less advantage for Revenant Esports. But Revenant still have the numbers. So as long as they can just hold on to the A side, they should be fine. Oh, never mind. To cut off the lines of sight, the Viper Spit is deployed. Now planting should not be a problem for Reckoning. Unless Revenant try to make dive in plays like these. Blackhawk barges inside, hoping to get something done. But Chin finds Trist through the smoke. He didn't even have line of sight. Yes, Harsh gets the revenge frag, but what good is it? Now he's trapped in here. Very little time left, and both the Revenant players just ready to swing on him.
But
Placed in a way too much of an uncomfortable situation, and in the end, got dealt with. And now we're finally going to move on forward to the second half. First half was quite interesting, quite a close one, a neck-and-neck fight indeed. Revenant Esports at the start weren't quite able to get the grip on what exactly was going on, but later on inside the game, they started to get the grip solidified on the necks of Reckoning Esports. So 7-5 is going to be the scoreline for the first half, but we still don't exactly know what's going to be the outcome in the second half. But gotta say one thing, that is, Reckoning Esports are playing so disciplined.
Yeah, Reckoning Esports are playing in a really nice fashion. We will discuss more about that on the other side of this break.
Bro, fridge meat के लिए, heat के लिए नहीं. Bro, this graphics card is making my frames drop. Come with me if you wanna game.
The all-new OMEN 16 with advanced Tempest cooling technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4 thermal outlets. The OMEN 16 with 12th Gen Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with Tempest cooling.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly through it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
क्या हो गया भाई? ओह
After that first half, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to deep dive in the second half. For Revenant Esports will be pushed on the attack. And Crips, we've talked about this numerous amount of times, how this map favors the attacking side a lot, but we've also seen a lot of those times in the past too, where the defending team has done quite a phenomenal job stopping the attackers.
Yep, we've seen some insane comebacks. I mean, just the previous game of Lotus that we witnessed was an absolute brawl. So I have some really high hopes from the second half of this map as well. Revenant Esports now on the attacking side, and now on the preferred side actually, because their brute force executes will now be in full effect.
Right there.
This is a very aggro team, you know, even their composition is built a lot around fighting. But they're gonna send in all his utility. The fault line goes through, so do the Trailblazers and the flashes, and it bites deadly as soon as Paradox is allowed to peek him. The timing is perfect, but there's small gaps in the smokes with Harsh and Flabin both exploit. Voya jumps right through, only to get shot down by Josh, and now he's trapped. He's being played around. The Harbor is playing with his food, and Flabin
well played. ट्री से कोई गया क्यों नहीं यार?
Those taps from Josh were just so clean and calm. But yeah, in the end, wasn't able to get the job done, and Reckoning Esports once again able to start things off on a great note. The second half already seems like it's favoring Reckoning.
Nice try, guys.
And now the upcoming anti-eco should probably be won by them too, so make it 9-5. These advantages that are being given away by Revenant Esports is definitely going to sting them, because later on there won't be any sort of room for error left. Already it's next to none. So let's see how this is going to be dealt with. A quick take towards the C-Long. He's got the control. Outside C, but instantly going to fall back. Just showing that fake presence, getting the ARB in the hand, and falling back. Revenant Esports don't exactly know what to do, but you are seeing that rotation being pulled away too from Reckoning. Nothing much can be said just yet. And now we're finally seeing a heavy stack outside. As the first kill was found, Deadly 10 just way too low. Would not want to take that extra bit of risk. We'll probably try to play it safe in the back.
He was brave enough to re-peek it once more. And he realized.
Deadly 10, so
Right there.
that's something good for Reckoning. At least the player's now healthy. And once again, they reroute their way towards the C site as Revenant Esports looking to knock on the doors of Reckoning. There's two players available and waiting for them to just stroll on the site. There will be a snake bite instantly as soon as the first contact's found. And yeah, way too many utilities that's resisting the site control. And Ching is way too low now. It's a 3-on-5 scenario, not even having the guns advantage. Next to impossible to get the round.
Yeah, there's no way to brute force through this one. There's just way too much underneath your feet and in your heads as well, especially when Trist is hitting shots like that. This was pretty much a microwave setup, you know. You get vulnerable with the poison cloud from Trist, and then the nanoswarms from Hoya burn you alive before you even know it. The floor is lava setup active on C from the side of Reckoning Esports, and Revenant will have to find some way around it. So far, their scouting attempts have net them quite some results. But even though their scouting attempts are quite successful, Reckoning are just so much faster on the rotates. They're able to figure out every time where Revenant are about to hit. And this time they dodge pretty much all the utility courtesy of the Cloudburst. Paradox ready and waiting, but Deadly, even with the short he pulled out, can't do anything. Flabben's blind as a bat, and now he doesn't even have his life.
That aggression doesn't work for them. Instead, it works against them. And Paradox single-handedly has managed to mow down anyone that stands against him. Revenant Esports, this buy round, they've instantly just spring back to life. As Paradox, and they tossed up. But Trist will find the kill onto him. Finally, the showcase that Paradox was showing so far. Trist has managed to find a full stop onto that. 18 HP left, not a lot.
Nice.
Up with that one.
Nice round.
Yeah, but if Paradox starts coming alive right now, maybe Revenant will have a say in this.
One by one.
This guy can be absolutely insane if you let him loose. He's a beast who must be kept shackled. For if those shackles are broken, they will turn into structures which Revenant will build upon.
6-9's the scoreline, though. It's still not that far away. Grabbable.
Yeah, but I mean, Reckoning only used Reckoning partially used this one because they didn't have the weapons to fight them. I mean, you saw that the utility dump from Revenant was indeed quite devastating. But with only shorties and marshals, you can't hope to stop the brute force assault of Revenant Esports. They're known as one of the most aggressive teams in this tournament for a reason, and the only way to actually counter them is to take space where they're not present, and that's exactly why Deadly 10's pushing out of C. He's got the AWP posted in a very aggro angle, so I don't think anyone from Revenant will even expect this. But Revenant are taking their sweet time. They're playing just ahead of Reckoning's Viper screen. Just on the edge of it. They're present towards a main as well as B, and it's not like they want to keep their position a secret. They're making a lot of noise towards this B site.
Yeah, and the composition that Revenant's got too. It's heavily supports quick bursts on the site. Trailblazer was initiated. He did get the information on the one player, but now finally going to utilize the Seekers too to get the confirmation on very exactly.
ये मॉलिज डालता नहीं है क्या? जब भी देख रहा हूँ हाथ में मॉलिज है उसके.
B-side control taken away in the hands. Blackhawk still on the lurk.
जब मारेगा वो स्पॉट मत होना.
Step out. Trailblazer's not going to be able to spot Blackhawk right there. So Lease gets
nice one,
but
Gopi.
the teleport's going to be heard.
Nice.
Blackhawk still somehow
nice.
duel. And Josh is from the back,
Bro.
also trying to assist him a little bit. Hirsch taken down. It's a 3-on-4 scenario.
Shake.
The retake seems next to impossible. But if Deadly tends
Nice
to connect
shot,
shots like that, then
Deadly.
it indeed is possible. Now it's taken
Oh.
down to a 3-on-3. Revenant
Nice.
playing
Nice,
this so
Gopi.
safe and sound, not taking any sort of
What?
extra risk. But the flashes are exactly on the point. Tristan's way too low. But Paradox is going to use the showstopper right to his face.
Hey, मुंह कैसे बना है? ऐसा मुंह क्यों बना रहे हो?
It doesn't happen often, where all 10 players die. So this is one of those really entertaining rounds where both the teams threw in everything they got. Reckoning also
Nice
had
round, guys.
a lot of C-mount control, and the flank from Deadly 10 coming in was actually...
उसको sound ही क्या है क्या? उसने smoke डाला करके jet का. Chinko.
Had a look of his own, and he survived way longer than he should have. He was detected by the Trailblazer and still managed to somehow teleport across the other side and kill the harbor.
अगर ये मरता नहीं ना.
That could have been a game changer. Imagine him sticking the defuse on the spike with the Cove. That would have been absolutely disastrous.
Dead.
But this time Revenant want to fight fire with fire. They push through
ये
the
क्या
wall,
fight
and
है?
that's what happens when you challenge Flabben's walls. He will mow you down and make it look super easy. 10 seconds into the round and more than Revenant's forces have been cut in half.
I like the fact that Reckoning Esports is playing fire to fire here all the time. They're trying to push something. You see them being aggressive on some part of the maps all the time because they know Revenant's composition is quite aggressive. If you give the map control, they will punish you for that. And this is what Reckoning Esports is trying to deny. Ching goes for first contact, finds the opening. The second player, Blackhawk, they traded up.
Gopi, C9 Gopi.
Revenant Esports
बहुत देखा है
a lot
मैंने.
of pressure,
You
a
can
lot
do
of
it.
burden on his back. But Blackhawk still just waiting for him to himself to utilize the TP, and now he will on the A side.
Gopi, you can do it.
On the opposite side, but Reckoning Esports is known to that fact, and they're quite close to the side as well. And Blackhawk, he doesn't know how much trouble is arriving soon enough on the site, but he's got the paranoia.
Nice! Gopi 1v1!
Boy! Be perfect! Gets two, falls back, and now position still compromised.
Gopi आराम से, flash है.
Finally deciding to use the paranoia. It might just be the perfect timing that he's looking for. The player was blinded in the front, but Hirsch, he did not
नहीं कर रहा, नहीं करेगा. मालूम है नहीं करेगा. Nice! Nice.
Nice!
What the fuck?
Now that's exactly why I call him one of the deadliest players in India, one of the deadliest lurkers. He hides in the shadows, lurks in the night, and in the night turns into a manifestation of everything you fear. A 1v3 pulled off. I mean, this frag onto Trist, I do not even know how that happened, man.
Unlucky.
He was only supposed to kill the Killjoy, but somehow Trist just walked into his crosshair, gifted him that frag on a silver platter. And man, this guy, he turns it into gold.
Trist was trying to just get the refract, but unfortunately, man, he walks in that fire. Unfortunate stuff. Indeed, and Reckoning Esports, now they're really going to start to kick themselves after that situation. It was a 1-on-3. No way. And then Blackhawk just comes out with a miraculous clutch, and in the end, he plays that brilliantly too. Luckily for him, he had a decent amount of utilities available. And that's what he utilized to play it perfectly and also buy a little bit more time off. The paranoia to get the man off the spike. Nicely done.
I can't believe what I just saw. I mean, this match has had
shit ball.
But Blackhawk still takes the cake. I think this was still one of the most impressive matches that we've seen.
Shit!
Not just in this entire series, but in the entire split, perhaps. Just yesterday, we witnessed so many clutches, right? So this one really is up there. But Reckoning have something to prove. They've got 4 ultimates, and maybe they can exact revenge for what Blackhawk did by firing every single one of those. Like always, to take control of C-Mount, but instead of just having Flab and push out, this time there's 3 of them on their way in. In response, Reckoning have also smoked off the A side to use the Viper's Pit over there, so Revenant are kind of boxed in over here. The only option they really have is kind of B. That's the only feasible one.
Yeah.
Oh भाई.
And I'm still scared about
अटक गए लोग. Nice.
Reckoning Esports have gotten. But it's not
Direct से मरेगा पर.
Map control in their hands themselves. Flabbing on the other side of the wall, still just waiting to pop in. Hawk's not going to be exactly on the point, but at least they'll give the position away. Flabbin's position. positions. Come on.
Nice,
Still going for the
bro.
Paradox is there on the top,
Correct,
providing
guys. Expect karo, please.
Reckoning Esports once again getting caught off guard.
Expect karo.
They're still trying their best to fight back, trying to pull this round off the graves. As even Deadly 10's able to find some magical connections. Lockdown's gonna force him off the site, but the spike's planted, and soon enough they'll probably try to get the defuse done too. This judge in the close quarters is going to be so deadly, and Triss stands right on the other side of the wall. The teleport's exactly there on the point. This man single-handedly is able to cause so much chaos, but it's not gonna matter.
What a well-played round by Reckoning Esports, but they had to invest almost everything for this one. I still really enjoy watching Paradox play.
Deadly ने game घुमा दिया यार.
It is absolutely nuts. The Viper's Pit is placed to deny entry into the A site, so Paradox says, who wants to go into the site? I'm gonna bypass this pit and go straight towards the stairs, circle around the other side, and then he's taking B from upper. That's what allows Revenant to crunch onto the B side. If it wasn't for the lockdown that Reckoning had, I think Revenant would have been able to win this one. And they might still do it, given the way how Deadly 10 is playing. So far, he was pushing out a C every single round, but this time he catches Revenant by surprise by showcasing his presence on
Stun पे satchel मार दे.
Every single player.
Try pick क्यों किया?
Deadly 10 was able to find the initial pick with the op. And now he's posted up in the back, waiting for any sort of moves. But Revenant
B पे setup पे A पे 3 जन है.
Unfortunately for Revenant, they haven't really got the superior.
Deadly के इस पे swing.
They need to just try and convert something, but the sheriff's in the hand. The trailer was perfectly there, but a little
आराम
too
से.
late, and that's going to cost the player's life.
इस मर गया.
All down to the last man, Black Hawk.
गोपी अकेले ट्रिक क्यों आ रहा है? मेरे को समझ रहा नहीं है. भी स्पाइक लेके आ रहा है.
Absolutely not. Reckoning Esports keep it really, really clean. But
अगर
I'm starting to worry now.
हम लोग का ये
Revenant Esports have
बना है कि ट्री लेना है तो स्टन और स्काई फ्लैश जाएगा उधर.
This could get
और
really
अकेले
dangerous
थोड़ी आता है
really
गोपी
fast.
वहां से. इको राउंड है बट फिर भी.
Coach is doing some heavy talkings. Reckoning Esports definitely got something to say. I mean, Reckoning Esports' coach knows now this is where the buy round will be. The Revenant will probably try to pull something off new here.
8-11
This is a timeout that's being called from the side of Revenant too, because Revenant knows if the first map's taken away, the second map is bind, which highly likely they are to get this victory secured on bind too. But you never know, man. Maybe Reckoning, they've got something prepared up.
Maybe Reckoning have something prepared indeed. I actually like the way they're countering Revenant so far. I understand that this is their map pick and all, but given how aggressively Revenant play, it can be quite difficult to hold them back. Even though you've got like a double controller setup which is built to kill time, built to keep people away and just stall as much as possible. Revenant Esports
ड्राई पिक्स बहुत ज्यादा हो रहे हैं.
ignoring all of that and diving straight
बहुत
in.
ज्यादा ड्राई पिक्स हो रहा है.
And why wouldn't they? They have a very burst executive setup, right? So pace picking up is not really a problem for Revenant. Reckoning, on the other hand, getting them to slow Revenant for Reckoning,
Traffics
getting
कम
them to slow
करो.
Revenant down, it's quite difficult, and maybe Deadly will have a say in this round. You can hear the footsteps already. Dash not blind yet, but the op being placed in a very precarious off angle like that can definitely deter them. Surprisingly, Reckoning aren't actually playing very aggro elsewhere. They're only showcasing this presence towards B.
यूटिल डाला था उसने. डेडली ने बहुत अच्छा एंगल पकड़ा था. मैं भी नहीं एक्सपेक्ट करता वहाँ पे चिंग की जगह में रहता तो. वो बहुत मतलब बहुत वन साइड एंगल है वो, उसको मार ही नहीं सकते.
And now that's going to start to annoy Revenant Esports so much. Because losing out on a man right off the bat like that is definitely not a good news, and especially your Killjoy, which can help you out so much in those post-play scenarios. That can just
Nice one,
be
Gopi.
a little bit of salt rubbed on the wounds. But look at this aggressive push even from Reckoning Esports. Deadly tried to stuff the shorty in his face.
3v2.
Unfortunately, wasn't able to get the kill.
3v2 हो गया भाई.
Josh is taken down way too low. Blackhawk going for the flank. Hirsch still just
जल्दी 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 हमेशा अल्ट में लेट करता है यार ये
found for him. And Hirsch now has also got the side control established. Rolling Thunder utilized this wall and right to it will now start to push behalf of that.
जरूरत नहीं थी
Still flabbing. Playing this one quite safe and sound. Now will start to make his way towards the side. He knows that the time's taken away.
जरूरत ही नहीं थी पिक करने की
Jeez, dude, some of these rounds are just so close. I can't even fathom how both these teams are going toe-to-toe like that. I mean, at one point, Revenant were significantly weaker. Reckoning had such a big advantage in terms of numbers, but still Revenant brute forced their way through into the C site. The shorty plays, the cheeky op shots.
ये हमेशा लेट करता है अल्ट में यार ये गोपी
One even better. They use the timing. They beat them to the punch, even though the Rolling Thunder is used, and the clutch coming in from Flabin, as well as Warrior's presence over there. It is all
अल्ट भी गई उसकी
fitting in so well. It's like the jigsaw piece of puzzles.
Nice shot.
Land into their laps without even
Damage
trying.
bad.
Blinded.
Hirsch has to be the MVP of that previous retake. I mean, you can also call it quite lucky considering you just walked out of that smoke and there was no one holding it.
That's also true.
Yeah. Definitely the stars are aligned.
ये बहुत स्मार्ट केजे खेल रहा है ब्रो
This map.
इसके हाथ में हमेशा अभी मोली डालेगा
Around needed to secure it in the hands.
भूल गया
Lockdown's definitely gonna force them back. They should give the side control away.
लो एक जगह लो सीटी लो एस के साथ जाओ क्या हो रहा है
The spike plank goes down as well, but still it's 3-on-5 scenario against the players of Revenant Esports.
Nice shot.
Even Josh is single-handedly able to get it.
Nice
And
ching.
now it's a 2-on-2 scenario, but Trist, this man is just causing so many problems for his enemies. As Revenant Esports, the last glimmer of hope is in the net.
Nice round,
And
bhai,
he saves
nice
the
round.
day.
Jing saves the day with the late coming through. He knew that Reckoning will try to crunch them from every single side. And yeah, Reckoning were present on a lot of avenues over here. B upper as well as the B link that connects to C waterfall, as well as the door over there. Every single place had Reckoning just written all over it. And Revenant, what is their solution to these problems? Just fight it out. Just battle them, brawl them. Make it bloody, make it dirty. A double kill from Josh with the Guardian, combined with all the firepower that Blackhawk brings to the table. That man's 19 HP. Does he hesitate to double peek? No, he doesn't. He's still a giga chat. He acts like one, despite his health. And now Paradox is the one who will dive inside.
Nice.
He could actually
Nice, मर जाएगा
kill
पारा
and that deals with the
आराम से
Viper's Fist. How do you deal with suppressive utility? You blow it apart. Explosives. Always a viable solution to any problem. And he continues onwards. It's not like the showstopper's enough. He wants more. He's pushing them back with the pain chills as well. And he's gonna push his own teammates smoke. What is this? Like, why would Flabin ever expect Paradox to push Blackhawk smoke? That is just nonsense
Nice.
in his books. But it works so well for Revenant. And these kind of plays, ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what's gonna be the undoing of Reckoning Esports. Revenant with the hyper aggression, boundless attitude, infinite rat, and their just sheer ability to click mouse one on their enemies' heads is unparalleled. I mean, some of these plays, if I hide the labels of these teams, and if I show them to a person who's never seen a professional game of South Asian Valorant before, they will be surprised to see how some of these tactics work out. Paradox going in with the showstopper without having any information on where players are on the C site, and still is able to kill Tristan at the Viper's Pit. That's medical number one. Then Paradox pushes out of his own
Let's go
teammate
for
smoke.
OT.
That's medical.
लोग भी fight कर रहे हैं पे
Finding the kill onto Flabin. I mean, some of these
हम
plays
लोग भी
are
कर
just
रहे हैं देखते हैं अभी
absolutely
कौन
berserk, and yeah, they work. That's exactly why Revenant is the most aggressive team in South Asia. And they are very stylish when they do so. But then he has some aggression of his own. Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, that was not just cool, that was just something insane. I don't even know how to describe that. But yeah, Deadly 10, considering he was able to get away with those kills, it's just unbelievable. that should not have been possible at all. At least when he got that first kill, the second should have been possible, but he was still able to connect that shot somehow in Deadly 10. He brings his team back to life. As all he needs is one more round, but look at Paradox still just showing those patience, giving his presence away towards the seaside, just trying to play with the enemy minds over here for Reckoning Esports. Flabin, he doesn't really have the superior weapon. He's only got a sheriff in the hand, and now finally he will utilize the Reckoning as well.
शॉट रे पारा दो जन को मार दिया उसने.
Once again, he's able to get those two, just chops him off into the half. And now you've got Trister trying to pull something off with his teammates. It's a 2-on-2 scenario. Boya wrapping up from the back will be found. And Ching shuts down. Last man alive from Revenant Esports. Every single thing is now in the hands of Right to Ace. To keep his team streams alive inside the first map over here. And Right to Ace
रो उधर.
in his hands.
Nice try.
Survive the chaos. They win map
Next
number 1.
map.
Great performance from them.
बहुत ड्राइव बहुत
All that
पिक्स.
they have to face, despite the difficulties, they are able to come out on top. Structure works. And no matter what Revenant Esports try, Reckoning will still reign supreme. This really proves why they are one of the best teams on Lotus. But don't point the gun at your teammates, bro. Just
Oh no, friendly fire.
friendly fire. Thank God that doesn't exist in this game.
I know, right? Imagine if friendly fire actually existed in Valorant. That would be so good.
Dude,
But hey,
I
jokes
would be
apart.
banned instantly.
Yes. I mean, not me, considering I've got a little bit of experience from the previous game, but yeah, I would be bad. I would be sure to make sure that I'm not really in my teammates. But hey, one thing is for sure, man. Reckoning Esports, they showed some great Valorant, but even Revenant Esports, they showed some
ट्विटर पे देखो who is the best race player in South Asia all time shooter tricky
There's a
paradox.
lot to talk about, and we will talk about it after the short break.
इनका प्लेलिस्ट बहुत अच्छा है भाई. बहुत अच्छा प्लेलिस्ट है इनका.
Moving a few steps and ready for it. At least the Flavin won. Yes, Flavin references के साथ वो पहले मुड़ गए थे. सब चीजें साइड में जॉनी शिवान.
क्या है? People should come with a new guidance instead of copying someone else's on the copy G2 and you can nice silver. Bye bye. आजकल कोई है ही नहीं यार. कुछ मसाला है नहीं यार. Wow. भाई बहुत सेंटी हो रहा है ये. नो सेंटी. ओह जानबूझकर डाला इन लोग ने. Our thrilling running ये फोटो कैसा है मेरा? ये अजीब नहीं है मेरा फोटो ये? साला बड़वा डेली. Bro, you should have log out that day. क्या है ये? चालू करो जल्दी. Hello baby, Devesh, welcome to the stream. What's up baby? Need a hot guy to save me. अरे क्या हाल? कुछ नहीं भाई. फर्स्ट मैप डाउन. देखते हैं अभी क्या सीन. हो जाएगा कम बैक इजी. हाँ वही. PhD hello welcome to stream. Hey QT. इंसो बहुत गंदा है तू इंसो. हेलो PhD वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम. तुम लोग का हो गया प्रीमियर? कैसा है QT? चुप बैठो प्लीज. सुख्यात्मा यू आर वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम ब्रो. व्हाट्सअप बिग फैन भाई. तू मेरे स्ट्रीम पे पहले ऐसे इन माय नेम सुखी आत्मा. चालू है प्रीमियर कैफे में ही है हम लोग सब. क्या बात है. कैफे से सपोर्ट. अरे कितने लोग क्यूटी बोलते तेरे को. अभी हूँ तो क्या करूँ. हमको कोई क्यूट नहीं बोलता भाई. अरे इंजो तो तू किधर गया वैसे भाई. तूने स्टोरी डाला था फ्लाइट का. क्यूटी है तो क्या कर सकते हैं. देवेश चुप रहे. तुम लोग का टाइम पास करने के लिए कुछ है नहीं. आ गए तुम लोग यहाँ पे. गया किधर है इंजो वैसे. कोई हमें क्यूटी बोलने वाले मिल जाती तो. मैं इधर ही हूँ कैफे. ये नेक्स्ट लेवल कैफे का गेमिंग. तो तूने एयरपोर्ट का डाला था. तूने एयरपोर्ट का तूने डाला था जाने का. गाइस लाइक द स्ट्रीम. शेयर द स्ट्रीम. 1.50K कर दो आज. क्या है मतलब नेक्स्ट गेमिंग कैफे में क्या रहे. हम साथ में थे कल. मैं इंजो सुरवेंट. एयरपोर्ट तो हर वीकेंड जाता हूँ. तो छोड़ने जाता रहा. मैं नहीं गया. अंडा मिस यू टू ब्रो. चालू करो. यस ओला उबर में काम करता हूँ. और वाले पैसे नहीं देते मुझे. छोड़ने जाता है मतलब फ्रेंड्स को छोड़ने जाता है ना. ऐसा बोल रहा हूँ मैं. इतना सैड क्यों हो रहा है यार. इंजो स्पीचलेस और सब. शांत रह. चुप हो जा. कुछ नहीं सही है सब. तो बस तेरी सोच है वो. क्या लगता है इंजो जीतेंगे कि नहीं बता. क्या प्रेडिक्शंस क्या है गाइस तुम लोग के. जितने भी चैट्स में जो देख रहे हैं मुझे. कितने लोग देख रहे हैं. 4 लोग देख रहे हैं. क्या प्रेडिक्शंस क्या है. अभी तो 1-0 चल रहा है. क्या होगा प्रेडिक्शन क्या है. अरे एकदम 13-0 RNT. ये ज़्यादा हो गया. प्रेडिक्शन मीन्स क्या. कौन से कैसे जीतेंगे. 2-1 जीतेंगे कि 1-2 हारेंगे कि 0-2 हारेंगे. 2-1 RNT. और
They have only been defeated once over here by Orangutan, and that too in an insane comeback game.
Let's go boys.
Reckoning pull off something.
हारे तो हारते तो नहीं तुम लोग. डे ओरंगुटान के सामने हारे थे. थोड़ा उप्स हो गया था.
As working ahead on towards the map of points, but before that we will need to
थोड़ा सा उप्स हो गया था बस. भाई हम थोड़ा ज़्यादा उसी हो रहा है शायद. लाइक थोड़ा डिसिप्लिन. हेलो ब्रो. ओरियंस इज लाइक वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम. अरे बट RGE है यार. उन्होंने मेरा फोटो डाला है भाई.
Double controller will certainly help them slow down Revenant Esports, and that
खेलना था इनके सामने यार. मेरा हेल्थ इश्यूज हो गया यार.
The fade and the KO both of them available should give them plenty of information. Plus chaos flashes.
अबे वो देख ऐसा खेल रहे हो
for some really nice frags.
ऐसा एकदम चिपक
The composition that Reckoning brings
चिपक
to the table is actually
मतलब
very
हाथ एकदम ऐसे बेंड होके खेल रहे
to
हो
some extent quite necessary against a team like Revenant.
It's quite interesting. You're
like
saying
थोड़ा सा discipline
even Sova can be a good option. Then you talk about Sky as well.
ब्रो थोड़ा बहुत ओवर पिक कर रहे हैं यार ब्रो आई एम अ लाइव स्ट्रीमर आई हैव अ क्वेरी की कैन आई स्मॉल लाइव स्ट्रीमर जॉइन रेवेनेंट एज अ सीसी ब्रो वो मैं कैसे बता सकता हूँ आई एम अ प्लेयर ना
But they've only got one duelist, which is in the name of Deadly 10, of course.
ओए
Paradox is gonna start. They hit the pedal to the metal.
Oi!
Black Hawk and Paradox are able to find with two of them. Great way to start things off, and now it's a 3-on-4 scenario.
क्या हो गया
But Deadly
Whoa.
10 brings his team back to life.
Nice.
And Voya try to pull
2v1
something off, but gets
flank
denied
आ रहा
once
है
again. Revenant Esports. What was this round? Chaos all over the place. It was even hard to
मैं
know what
कांटेक्ट
just
किया है अभी आई डोंट नो कि मेल आएगा या
Guess
नहीं
what's about to happen.
क्या बोलती
He
हो
might
ब्लिक
just
बस
use the
वेलकम टू द
confidence of
स्ट्रीम
his opponent against
मौली
him.
मौली मरेगा मरेगा
I mean, Paradox
मरेगा
already has one foot in the grave, so this guy is almost dead.
yols
And only Paradox has been spotted. They don't know where Ching is. Twist misses the opportunity, but he will definitely not miss the shot. That's it. He's dealt with the problems first, but now he needs to find where the other player is, and Ching reveals his position a bit too early. Twist has been given another chance. HP advantage in the hands of Ching, but Twist will try to
राइट
bait
क्लिक
him out.
मारेगा मारेगा ये
Using his own poison cloud against his opponent, he switches over to the other side, but the sound cue's been given away! Twist still gets it! The game sense on this man is insane, but does he have enough time?
मोड़ दे बड़व्या अरे मेरा ये तो ने दे माइंड योर लैंग्वेज व्हाट इज दिस लैंग्वेज बस
Whip around from bathrooms.
आई एम नॉट योर
Works out for them. It was so chaotic right
You know?
off the bat initially. Look at this one. Flabbin was able to get one. He's tried to stop.
does Revenant have content creators
Quick lineup on
No.
his opponents.
they don't have content
Twist
creators
was there to take every single player down. He was able to mop the floor, but wasn't able to secure the round just right then and there. So at least the first round.
they are
was
signing
all
content
for
creators
esports.
I think the leaks Oi
Still, it was really
Huh?
low
HP?
Sheesh.
at
Lucky to
bye
survive over there. And unfortunately, there is no healer in
भाई
their
बहुत
team.
अजीब सिटी है बेंगलोर
No Sky available.
क्या भी मालूम पड़ा
So Harsh will have to continue
Bro,
playing over here.
उधर की
But then
बिरयानी
again,
खा
it's just an eco, right? So I guess he wasn't supposed to get all that much done in the first place.
भाई बहुत
At least
अजीब
with
सी
that push-up, he figures out that
like
Revenant
उधर की
is
बिरयानी खा
already so Reckoning can start
पागल हो
rolling
जाएगा
in
तू
as it
पागल
is.
इतनी मस्त बिरयानी मिलती है उधर
Right there. We'll leave
मैं
it there.
तुझे ट्रीट देता हूँ बिरयानी
Josh
तू खा
on his jet.
आधे घंटे में पेट खराब नहीं हुआ मेरा नाम बदल देना
Clotheslines with the Spectre.
और ऐसा नहीं यार कि भाई चिप मंगाई थी
Satchel's perfect.
नाइस वन
Paradox is always able to
चिप
find
मंगाई
the
थी
utilities.
एकदम अच्छी फेमस जगह से मंगाई थी जिसका 5 रेटिंग थे
It's another solid
और रोसी से भी पूछा था कि भाई
but it was just equal
रोसी से भी
rounds,
पूछा
so
था कि
didn't really see a lot of
भाई
cover
इधर
for the
बैंगलोर में
Now the
फेमस
opponents are
कौन
gonna
सा
have better weaponry in the hands. Light armors and vandals and phantoms on the board.
वो लोग बिरयानी में अंडा डालते हैं ब्रो कल प्लफी भाई का रेस्टोरेंट गया था क्या लजीज खाना था किला भाई ये देख आ गए मंदिर बसा नहीं उधर तेरे को खिलाना चाहिए बस तू मेरे से बड़ा है मैं छोटा हूँ तेरे से
Try to take an aggressive approach against their opponents.
तो तुझे देना चाहिए
Got the close range weaponry. Spectres, bulldogs, even shotguns in the hand. Paradox has already found himself so deep.
ओ भाई इधर भी वॉच पार्टी चल रही क्या अभी मेरा मॉड कुछ कर ही नहीं रहा काम ना ट्वीट करता है मेरा मॉड
And you miss it. The site controls
क्या ही
taken.
करूँ
But Flappin is going to hand out a haircut to his opponent. Two found.
खिलाएगा
Response from Reckoning. They knew
तू
they were
खुद
gonna
ही
lose
बोला
control
लौड़े
of
खिलाया
the
करके
lane
हाँ तो
stage.
खिलाऊंगा
As
ना
they take the bath area in response.
तेरे को पेट खराब
This
करना है
forces
खुद का
Revenant Esports to stop planting. And while they
हारिस भी बहुत smart है, bro.
Reckoning by going towards the defender spawn, Harsh is prepared for this one, and so is Warrior. They both play in tandem, but the trades still somehow are favoring Revenant. They're at least able to kill Harsh. Blind as a bat, he will lose his life. But now the pathing for Revenant Esports is very, very clear. They have to head towards this B site where Trist lies in wait. The MVP of
भाई
match
जगह
one
जगह
now has
जाके भी
proved
Revenant
exactly
से हम
what he's
करता
made
हूँ.
of. And he might just get them both off guard. The spray first was
Nice
perfect.
try guys.
Trist.
चलेगा पेट खराब हुआ तो फ्री खाना.
And Trist able to get just
बेचता
mow
हूँ
him down so easily.
कल.
Mow him down if you'd like to say. But now Paradox, he's got his hands on the show.
अभी समझ मैं जीत गया ना मैं बहुत खुश रहूंगा मैं बेच दूंगा अगर मैं हार गया ना मैं दुखी हो जाऊंगा तो मैं खुद के लिए मंगाऊंगा.
And imagine him with a showstopper with a huge bazooka on his back. He's going to be a man to be feared.
Feared, maybe even remembered.
मैं दही में पिक्कल डाल के देता हूँ वो खा लो. अबे लोग भाई बिरयानी की अजीब बिरयानी मिलती है ब्रो मतलब ये क्या चालू है इतना कंफ्यूजन क्यों है इस कुत्ता क्यों कर रहा था पारा ने कॉल नहीं दिया क्या 16-6 क्या होता है 16-6 CSGO का स्कोर होता है अच्छा भाई CSGO मेजर क्या ट्रैश चल रहा है अच्छा मैंने देखा नहीं 16-6 क्या होता है आइस मत पूछ CSGO
doesn't know that the rest of the team is just waiting for the floodgates to be opened up. The reveal was thrown in, but no one spot. This should give a little bit of more confidence to the players of Reckoning.
Shot!
Considering the site's not taken away, but Ching, what was that shot?
And he's
his opponent's going to remember that shot for sure, but Reckoning Esports eventually they deal with the situation with a double
shot मारा है भाई कंटेंट ही नहीं दे रहा क्लोज तो लेके जाओ
disgusting
क्या कंटेंट दूं थोड़ा ऐसा सिचुएशन तो बनना दे
The moment he taps that spike
तू लेट आया बस इधर कंफ्यूज हो गया शायद इस तो पारा ने कॉल नहीं दिया पुश ऑफ कोर्स दिया रहेगा कॉल क्या मालूम इस कुत्ता क्यों करने लगा तो वो जो बग नहीं होता डॉग का करते आगे जाते वो बग नहीं होता वो रहेगा हैकर है ये ड्यूटी पे है वो बॉट वो CSGO की कंटेंट की बात कर रहा मेजर की ड्यूटी पे है तो नहीं बोला अरे लवड़े दे रहे वाला हे व्हाट इज दिस लैंग्वेज यार प्लीज बेंचो मेरे से ऐसे बात मत करा मेरा दोस्त बिल्कुल नहीं फॉलो करता वैलोरेंट RNT को देख के फैन हो गया क्या बात कर रहा है कैसे किसको देखा उसने जो फैन हो गया मेरे को मैं कंट्रोवर्सी करके आया था ना मेरे को देख के फैन हो गया
team flash, but it's still fine. At least the flash is gonna buy off a little bit more time. Revenant Esports being forced on an eco. They will need to make sure that every single bullet hits their target. They'll need to count the bullets. Hershey's got his hands on the null command as well. If there is a quick burst on the site, maybe he'll decide to pop, but considering his opponent team is on an eco,
to see Baba says welcome to the stream Baba.
Josh, nice attempt with the shotty, but Paradox response, juicy shot, and just
oh
like
my
that,
god, Smith तो सिर्फ कंट्रोवर्सी नहीं किया बुट कैम में फ्लैंक देखो गाइस नाइस शॉट गोपी नहीं I'll take you
utilize his stat, but unfortunately now they haven't really got a lot of firepower left over. Two last men alive. Right to ace.
यार कॉल नहीं चाह रहे क्या लिस्ट हो गया फ्रॉम पनवेल C9 गोपी शार्प ट्रेड बोलते जस्ट मी हॉट गाय फ्रॉम पनवेल सस्मित भाई
if they probably held on to the orbital strike it would have been nice.
रोज स्टोरी देखता हूँ सस्मित भाई
You gotta try everything that
हर एक दिन न्यू चिक्स क्या है मतलब क्या कुछ शर्म विरम है क्या तेरे को
Trish decides to use his own wiper spit
ले लो टिंगल हमेशा न्यू चिक्स मतलब
but I like the way how
सब पनवेर की लड़कियां तेरे पास ही है
they're playing so
क्या
well
क्या
and
कुछ
responding
चालू किया क्या
really
तूने
well to what Revenant are doing. The brute force
सच में तेरे को
attack,
ऐसा पप्पी दूंगा नेक्स्ट
Reckoning have a
टाइम
very
पे
unique way of responding to
कुछ
it.
करता
Oh
नहीं
my
है
God,
ओए
look at this, they bring the heat of their own. A rare miss from the
Brimstone.
showstopper, but
स्टीम
taking
बिकन डाल के
control of this
पी
area,
ये तो
they
हम
take
लोग
the
का
pick
दिख
and
दिख
the
रहा
ball
है
back to safety as well.
पेंटा
I
शॉट
think
में
it's a
हम लोगों
win
ने किया था
in Reckoning's books.
हुक्का पुश
Indeed it is.
सच जैसा लॉयल नहीं है कोई क्या सुन रहा है उसे सच में अरे तो रोज स्टोरी डालता है क्लोज फ्रेंड्स में डालता है स्टोरी तो क्लोज फ्रेंड्स में मैं हूं ना तू नहीं है बस
Considering Reckoning Esports once again able to get that man advantage
Bro,
secured
it's a
in their
business.
early off, and that's a big threat
तेरे को नहीं
neutralizing
समझता
the paradox.
बस
You don't need to worry about him
ये
out
बस
there.
लैंड पे कुछ करता नहीं है मिलता मिलने का तो शांत रहता है शाय एकदम
Revenant Esports, there's a high chance now the
बात
brakes
तो
are
करता नहीं है
installed
कुछ
in their strategies, and now
Gaslight,
they're
oh my
probably trying to
God.
take a little bit of comfort level up.
जस्ट में शांत हो गया
Reveals out.
हाँ वो क्लोज फ्रेंड्स में डालता है ब्रो मैं क्लोज फ्रेंड्स में हूँ उसके तो अभी जानता है सस्मित को मैं कितने मैं 15 साल का था तब से जानता हूँ सस्मित को ना मैं इंजो को जब मैं चड्डी पहनता था ना मैं मेरे को अभी भी याद है इंजो कौन सी चड्डी पहनता था मैं डोरीमोन की डोरीमोन का ब्लू टी शर्ट और पिंक चड्डी
But Hirsch not deciding to use that just yet. He wants to find the first
Fuck.
opening.
मैं
That seems like it's been
इंजो
so far.
मैं इंजो मेरे बाजू में बैठता था
Perfectly on the board.
इंजो इधर ओ फक क्या हो गया ये
And Ching trying his best to keep his team alive.
मेरे को अभी भी याद है वो दिन
This guy is just impossible to nail down.
इंजो इधर बैठता था लेफ्ट मैं इधर फर्स्ट नंबर पीसी पे
I must say,
ठीक है
Reckoning one hell of a
और लड़के गाली देता है मादर चोद इधर आ इतना गाली देते थे हम लोग 1.6 में डोरेमोन की चड्डी में पोकेमोन को खेल लेता था मतलब यार पे बोलता वन टाइम कंसिस्टेंटली कितनी वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम क्यूटी
plans are foiled or strategies have been revealed. Might as well full send it in.
वन फर्स्ट पीसी
Guess
बेस
what? The send in
श्रेया
actually
शेट्टी
works.
वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम अगेन
Almost all the
ब्रो
ultimates from either side
मैं
have
कितना
been
12 साल का था
utilized.
मैं ठीक है
So it boils down
एंजॉय
to the
क्या
gunfights.
क्या कर
Oh,
रहे
it takes guts to swing out like that.
शॉट रहे हो यार
Lost out on the Viper early off, so the first control.
शॉट गोपी
But it's completely fine. Blackhawk, this man is just so good.
मैं फर्स्ट पीसी पे बैठता था सेकंड पीसी पे वो बैठता था हम लोग कुछ भी होता था ना मैं गाली देता था मतलब मैंने उसको ऑनलाइन गाली दी थी ऑनलाइन मिले
Almost next to a duelist.
एक बहुत मस्ती किया भाई 1.6 में हम लोग ने
All the time, Blackhawk is up with those impact.
गलत है वो
fires and
मॉली
saves the day for his team
हाँ
at
थोड़ा
the
हाफ ही हुआ है
moment. Now Trist
नाइस स्मोक जॉश अरे हट अरे क्या कर रहा है दो लोग हैं
the players are way too low now. They're vulnerable.
नाइस शॉट
We'll be able to get the kills secured as well. Josh, he knows that that there's one player.
नाइस राउंड मत
That just buys
मार
him enough
खाते
time.
खाते बच्चा था ऑनलाइन
Dude, why is it that every
हाँ ना
single one of
मैं
these
बहुत ऑनलाइन
rounds is
बचता
down
था
to
अभी भी
wire?
बच रहा हूँ देख
It always comes down to a 1v1, 2v2. And every single time, every single round, there's so many early fights.
Bro.
10, 20 seconds into a round,
Revenant!
it's already a 3v3. And
Josh,
this is a
wake
recurring
up!
pattern in all 8 rounds. Both these teams are here to play a very violent game of Valorant.
अब अभी बच सकता है अभी हक है
It's entertainment that these
घर
teams
तब
want to
घर
give
से
and
प्रो
I'm so
वन टैप
glad.
था नहीं मिर्ची पावर सॉरी
Because both these teams have nothing to lose, and since their spot in the playoffs is more or
पारा वो
less
नेट डाल
more or less confirmed, rather, these guys can play the most reckless game of Valorant, and it will be so good to look
Deadly
at.
bhai.
I love these duels between both
आपके
Deadly and
टेस्टिकल्स में दम
Paradox.
तो है
And speaking about Reckoning Esports, right? This team has improved so much from Split 1. Yeah, even in Split 1, this team.
क्या कर रहा है
now, Split 2,
क्या कर रहा है अच्छा मार्क कर रहा था वो रेडर में
they're ready to take down some of the big Goliaths.
अरे मतलब यार सॉरी डेडली बाय टाइम है अभी आपको सैडली
Aim is too crispy for him, and you cannot expect him to whip any of those shots like that. Trist now the last man up once again. Final soldier to be taken down. But there's one man right
आउट
to
हुआ
us.
आउट हुआ टुगेदर गाइस टुगेदर नाइस वन
The deal.
Almost had the kill onto Ace.
लेट्स गो 2-1 2-1
40, but still, it was a cracking good round. Reckoning Esports.
Josh unlucky मर रहा है बहुत.
Defense.
It's okay.
Still able to overcome every
उधर वो
single
मौली के
person
बीच में वो गोपी हटा
to
नहीं
every single foe.
इधर भी updraft नीचे टाइम करते टाइम one time बहुत नया है तो shut the fuck up bro बस
is actually very impressive, but after
shut the fuck up
made,
बस
everybody's plans are ruined, and then it just comes down to brawling. And at that point, the pendulum can swing in any
मछली को
direction.
तैरना पंछी को उड़ना और बाप को शो सिखाने का नहीं समझा सुताई करूंगा तेरी ससमी के साथ
And the only way they're able to stop them is to get them taken off the game early off. As quick as possible. Just get them out of here. You don't want them against you, but Trist. Oh, nice way to start things off inside this one. The Sheriffs are really now starting to sting against their opponents. Trist.
New kids मुंह में मुतूंगा बेटे जाएगा केकड़े
With that paint shell. It's a 3-on-3 scenario. Equal chance for both the teams.
Yeah, but look at this round. I mean,
ये यार ये इतना गलीच है ना ये आदमी ब्रो इसलिए मैं इसके साथ दूर रहता हूँ इससे दूर रहता हूँ
usually find the defenders, and Reckoning are playing in positions where you'll usually find the attackers. They wrap around each other, basically playing a dangerous game of ring around the rosies. But there are no roses except on the graves of these people. The orbital strikes thrown inside just to buy some time, but Reckoning Esports are already ahead of it. Deadly takes the first contact. Blackhawk down, dusted. Ace trying to beat along with his teammates, and he will be able to find one frag on the back of the surprise, but Paradox has to now come in close, and he does! What the fuck? He maintains the lead for Revenant.
Let's go boys
Paradox and his teammate Blackhawk, these two guys, they need to be stopped right now. They need to be stopped right here, right now. If Akira isn't found, then these two guys will start to run away with the rounds like thieves.
दो बुलेट में कैसे मारा रे पारा as my love
They pretty much had the lifeline back in their hands, considering how the Sheriffs are really starting to work for them. But then you've got men like Paradox who's not whipping any of his shots, and who's connecting every single bullet. He's counting every single bullet in his chamber, and he's making sure that it will be a fourth. Trist. A quick snake bite to make sure that lose the map control is not going to be taken away from Revenant Esports. So now Revenant, as they know that the Viper's Pit has already limited their presence by way too much, they can't do a lot. They do not want to step inside the microwave of poison. Instead, they just want to stay outside, take their time maybe, and Right 2 Ace is instantly going to utilize the Seeker still, but Trist, I like the fact that he's not standing in the way of those Seekers.
Satchel.
Trist, able to find the one player Paradox. Paradox tried to walk in through the snake bite, but unfortunately got vulnerable doing so, and he got taken down. Such a nice way to play things off. Trist
What para best player from SEA, yes. Yeah, बहुत isolated fights ले रहे हैं हम लोग.
He excels in every single category of Valorant, and he showcases a good game of Valorant. Reckoning Esports, now they realize that Revenant, they've been stopped in the tracks.
Yeah, and they also know where those tracks lead to. The trails bring them directly towards bat. And almost the entirety of Revenant Esports force looks to burst out of that area, and the bursts are successful. At least they kill the portion. They still have to deal with the Viper Spit towards a shot, but first they will clear out the back.
Nice!
Oh, never mind, even Twitch has been dealt with. Now,
Nice one, Josh. Nice one.
Reckoning Esports,
Let's
all
go.
they have to do is buy some time, and they did use the orbital strike to deny the plant to some extent. It still didn't.
Nice.
Deadly has to step up, but the moment he tries to step up on the box, String will shut him down. It's all up to Flappin.
2v2 आराम से together
Good
guys
Now has to
together.
find the remaining two players. He knows that
But
Blackhawk will be
this-
somewhere towards B shot, but Ching is still a mystery.
एक जन fight करो smoke में.
Smoke deployed on top. Hoping to tap the spike. He's actually gonna hold it. Alright then. This is a big
Nice.
brave! And
अगर वो
Ching,
पूरा करता तो
he punishes the bravery. No heroics while he's still alive.
shish.
Love to see it. And now Diddley 10. He's got his hands on the showstopper. This can be a game changer, of course, for Reckoning Esports. As they've realized now the rounds are starting to slip away from their hands. And something desperately needs to be done. Reckoning Esports, this timeout should definitely give them a huge sigh of relief, a breathing room, and also some new strategies should be updated. Some new table needs to be brought inside the strategy. Let's see what the coaches are going to talk over here, because Revenant, with the way they're able to get those picks, it's hard to believe that they're even able to get those type of picks, and I think so. Those type of moves, those type of plays is what's catching the players of Reckoning off guard. 3-7's the score. The lead isn't that solid just yet, but if Revenant's able to get a couple of more rounds in their hands, then definitely the lead will be solidified. You do not want to move in forward towards the 9-3 half, because if the enemy team's able, if the team that is on the lead is able to also get the pistol round, that means that's going to be a
बफर क्यों हो गया? क्या हो गया भाई?
solidified. You do not want to move in forward towards the 9-3 half, because if the enemy team's able, if the team that is on the lead is able to also get the pistol round, that means that's going to be another hurdle on your way. So never want to rely on the first half. You will need to make sure that you're taking it as close as possible, so later on you can still have a little bit of breathing space for yourself. No command and showstoppers available, and Reckoning Esports will probably try to plant something off of that. And let's exactly see what they plant. Up 10-10, good way to start off. Fire, speak about that, and this time his opponent's going to against him. Paradox able to get two of his own.
डेडली का वॉल्ट कैसे नहीं लगा?
Unfortunate stuff for Reckoning, and within a blink, Reckoning's already down to just a 2-man squad, but they've still got the no command available, which they can rely on. Just on the flank, able to gain a lot of information, and also a lot of map control. Hirsch, with only a Guardian in the hands, will need to tap out the skulls of his opponents. 2-on-3, man advantage, unfortunately, against him, but it's definitely doable. Hirsch creeping his way in.
डेडली को लिखता हूँ, चिढ़ाता हूँ.
Viper's Pit is making things just even more difficult, and now that Swap's also going to give his position away. The Hawk was perfect, blinds out the opponent, but unfortunately Trist gets caught as well, and right to Ace plays that nicely. Round secured for his team, and Revenant Esports another round on the board. As I said, of course, the map of Bind, it's been always a strong suit of Revenant Esports, and that's what they're here proving to us. It's tough to steal Bind away from a team that has been excelling on this map.
That is precisely true. Although, I must say, even though Revenant Esports have a massive lead right now, it can still all get stolen away. Remember what happened in that game against Orangutan? They had a phenomenal 9-3 lead, but still lost the game. And given the way the Reckoning are playing, it shows that they know...
कैसे नहीं मरा वो?
Oh, a good way to start off. Fire to fire, speak about that, and this time his opponent's gonna take the fire against him.
Still lost the game. And given the way the Reckoning are playing, it shows that they know exactly what Revenant will be able to do. They have an idea about what their plans are. They're almost always able to figure out what's cooking. It's just that whatever the Revenant are able to cook up is just a bit too hot to handle, you know? You can't stop what you can't touch.
We got this, boys. Well, this one what you mean? क्या इधर इन लोग का अलग ही चलता रहता है भाई.
True that. And Hirsch still, he's got the no command available. Hirsch having a tough game of Valorant. Only able to secure 4 kills. He's able to get away with the jitters that he's facing so far, and he's able to find that sweet spot for himself. Look to press. Maybe get those 2 players suppressed for now, and also the information was retained in the hand. Just trying to stop the players of Revenant, trying to buy some time off with the flashes as well.
It is quite weird to see Hirsch not playing alongside Deadly. Usually I would have expected him to set up Deadly for some really nice kills. But Deadly has been an absolute powerhouse towards the A side, so I would rather let him stay there. Meanwhile, Revenant Esports are not keeping their positions towards B or Secret at all. They've dumped in quite a lot of util towards both the B site as well as Hookah, but they still haven't gotten an inch. And that's partially because Reckoning's Viper is holding them back, and when the Viper Toxin fuels run out, that's when Hirsch will use his own utility. The lot of them get suppressed, so Reckoning are fully aware about Revenant's positions.
Here.
And even though there is a massive stack towards the B side, Revenant will be adamant to go inside. Slavin goes unchecked in the end, but finally the spray down comes through.
Nice try, guys. Nordwin की chat में अलग view 3 चलता है, जो किसी की टीम को ज़्यादा अच्छी गाली देगा वो जीतेगा. अबे लोग इंडियन जो ऑडियंस है ना, एक इंडिया के जितने भी लोग हैं, उनको ज्ञान देना बहुत पसंद है. जिंदगी में कुछ उखाड़ा नहीं देता इन लोग ने, बट उनको ज्ञान देना बहुत पसंद है. अरे ये क्यों नहीं किया, अरे वो क्यों नहीं किया, अरे ये करना चाहिए था, अरे वो करना चाहिए था। खुद को तो घंटा कुछ आता नहीं है। मैंने बहुत ऑब्जर्व किया है भाई, स्पोर्ट्स ही नहीं बाहर भी बहुत। अरे तेरे को ये करना चाहिए, तेरे को वो करना चाहिए। खुद को कुछ मालूम नहीं रहता, खुद के उनके कुछ एम्बिशियस और गोल्स नहीं रहते उनके लाइफ में, बट वो लोग बस आते हैं। भाई ये लोग के मैच में स्मर्फ आते हैं तो ये लोग इतना रोते हैं। इधर तो भाई जो स्ट्रैटेजी चूज करने पड़ते हैं, दिमाग यूज करना पड़ता है हर एक। मतलब कैसे बताओ, पेंटा प्रो सीरीज में दिख गया था तुम्हें, एसेंट पे वीएटी को घुमाया था तो बज रहे थे वो। क्या मतलब अजीब है। उनको लगता है कि एक टीम डोमिनेट करेगी तो वो ही करती रहेगी डोमिनेट, वैसे नहीं होता। नीचे भी तो लोग ग्राइंड कर रहे हैं। एक ही टीम को, अरे बच्चे लोग हैं भाई, दिमाग नहीं रहता, कुछ बोल के फायदा नहीं है। सबको सपोर्ट करना है, तभी तो इंडियन स्पोर्ट्स आगे जाएगी। थोड़ी ना ऐसे एक को सपोर्ट करूंगा, इसको हेट करूंगा।
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say,
बस आपस में झगड़ते रहते हैं, लड़ते रहते हैं।
I choose to move fearlessly through it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys saw the first half, it
नशा है, मैं तो थक गया। स्मर्फ पे भी इतना इडियट्स आते हैं।
You might as well just call it a day, and Reckoning Esports will probably try to hope for the best on the third map. But if the pistol rounds won by Reckoning Esports, then things can be flipped and it can be a more entertaining game.
It definitely will be entertaining. Although while we are speaking about that, I do apologize. I made a wrong statement before. I mentioned.
Let's go, set piece.
In Revenant's game against Orangutan, the score was 8-4. I mentioned it as 9-3, so that's my bad. But yeah, we saw a similar score when Revenant were facing Orangutan, and once again, Revenant were leading 8-4, but Orangutan was able to make a comeback. Now I wonder if Reckoning can pull something off, something similar. Currently, the paint shell landing directly on their feet, but they still go in unchallenged. They can't peek ahead of these smokes.
Nice shot.
Getting all the frags that they require. They even get one towards the bot region, but there's an instant backstab coming in from Ching, and this is much faster than expected.
Yeah, but they should not go for solo fights like that. Instead, Reckoning Esports should respect their opponents, and it's completely okay if they're still able to get the side control in their hands.
ऐसे भाग रहे थे।
Esports, they're up for a surprise as every single player from Reckoning will start to book it to the B side all the way from the back, but Ching might just be ready. But he gets spotted, unfortunately, so his position's compromised, and the close is going to be another player in the name of Trist, and he's still able to get the man advantage back up for his team. A 3-on-2 scenario. Ching and his teammate, both of them are just walking pretty much from the same direction.
Short ref 11.
Quick taps on his enemy skulls.
अर्ली मैप कंट्रोल वो ये रशियन पांडा बहुत स्मार्ट प्लेयर है भाई। हाँ ये फ्लेबन बहुत स्मार्ट खेल रहा है, बहुत। आरजी के सब प्लेयर स्मार्ट है, ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब सब रिएक्शन बेसिस देखना, दोनों टीम अच्छा रिएक्शन दे रही है। एक साइड प्लांट ही नहीं कर सकती है, और दो लोगों ने फ्लैंक और उसने कॉल दिया था 2 फ्लैंक करके, तो लोग क्या ऑप्शन, सिटी था ऑप्शन भागना, सिटी भाग गया। रिएक्शन बहुत अच्छे दे रहे दोनों, और हम लोग की ऐसे नहीं कि हम लोग ने रिएक्शन नहीं दिया, हम लोग ने भी दिया। उधर से शॉट से सीधा हुक्का भाग गया।
in the hands of right to ace. But once again, it's
भाई
just
रेस
initial
की
round,
पूरी
so I don't
वाट लगा
think
दी है इन
so.
लोग ने पूरा
Revenant is expecting a lot. They're not going to have a lot of expectations from this round. in
बूम
general.
बोट
They
4
want to
सेकंड का
start
कर
putting
दिया
a
यार
dent on
पहले
the
एक बूम बोट
opponent's
से
opponent.
उक्का ले सकते थे अभी
Utilities
कुछ ले ही नहीं
are
सकते
available a lot from the side of Reckoning, so they can use those to get those picks and also informational plays. But considering now find that opening, but unfortunately, the luck this time, the
उक्का
stars
क्लियर ही
aren't
नहीं होता
aligned
ब्रेस
for
से
him.
अकेले नहीं होता
Instead,
होता
it's
है
in favor of
एक्चुअली
his opponent. Ching was able to
मतलब
get one
क्लोज
through the
जाके करना
smoke.
पड़ता
The
है
Deadly 10 is left
तरीका
untouched.
थोड़ा डिफरेंट है अप्रोच
Dumbfound and buried alive. But Chris has almost run out of his toxin screen. So
फक
can
दो
only
जन स्कैन
activate one
होंगे
of these things
दो
at the
जन
same
नाइफ
time. Now, knife being deployed will catch a lot of Revenant players, and Reckoning instantly book it to the B side once again. They've done this in the past, except this time they're going via the teleporters.
देखा रिएक्शन देखा 3 नाइफ हुए
That he's holding a shorty.
नहीं एक किल चाहिए था एक किल सिटी से कुछ जाते हैं लोग मौलिक
Crosser was on it, but that's just so shorty for you, you know? Sometimes unfortunately the RNG gods aren't just with you and it doesn't work out for you. But it's fine. You've got Ching in the close quarters.
Nice
He's been able to
shot,
find those nutty shots on his opponents. He did get one more. Instantly the full stop was there. Black Hawk. Last man is
Nice
there, but
try.
soon will be dealt with. And now finally Reckoning Esports getting the heat back up inside the game 8-6. We love to see it.
Yeah, and Reckoning Esports have been playing this game in quite a sweet and very fast fashion, you know? And it's different when I say fast for Reckoning. When I meant that Revenant were playing really fast on the attacking side, I meant that they were brute forcing their way in through these sites. But Reckoning are quick and nimble on their feet. They don't stay in one place for too long. If they find too much resistance,
जॉस ने उधर एक मारा रहता ना
they have no hesitation rotating over towards the other area.
मजा आता
Looking to close this Ching. And yeah, this time he catches the bird in the sky. Wings clipped.
नाइस शॉट रे ओ क्या शॉट मारा है चिंग ने
And now Hirsch is left all by himself with only Spectre in the hand. He can try to pull something off in the close range, but if the distance is made from the opponents, it can be a little bit of discomfort. I thought Revenant, both those players were going to die, to be honest. That was a little risky. They sort of were right next to each other.
Yeah, they almost did get taken down in one fell swoop. But that's what happens when Reckoning try to do the same approach as Revenant do. And Reckoning try to brute force their way into a site, even though Revenant have quite a lot of players stationed over there. Reckoning will get stopped in their tracks. Revenant somehow were able to magically make it work against every team they face. Their attacking side is just so in your face.
क्या मारा है भाई
A sledgehammer.
भड़क गया चिंग
Of a sledgehammer. Reckoning, on the other hand, they don't mind running around. They don't mind exploring
क्या कर रहा है ये
avenues and then deciding one very
हाँ?
late into the round. So since they have
अच्छा
so
एंटी
many
फ्लैश
backup plans, they can almost
एंटी
never
फ्लैश
get
है
inserted by Revenant in one place. Prowlers being used to clear out Hookah, and while that area is down and out, Revenant are holding massively towards B long. There's a crossfire on the edge of that smoke. And that can turn and pivot to help out.
बारह ने भी
Josh
दो
as
मस्त
well in case Hookah gets
फॉलो
hit.
अप दिए यस
Of course, now that Revenant have the A shot area under lock and key via Ching's Viper's Pit, there's very few avenues where Reckoning can actually go. And as they try to go towards Shaw's, Revenant read this. They have sent Josh back to assist on the A site.
Look at this. Ninjas walking from showers. 4-player stack there, but unfortunately, Josh! He's gonna line those bodies, he's gonna stack them top of each other. Hirsch's wall is there to stop that chaos that Josh was creating.
Nice one, Re Para. Nice one, Josh. Let's go, Josh.
And Paradox.
Let's go, Josh.
Revenant Esports. Oh man, they're really hitting their shots.
हमका नहीं ये मेरे को एक पूछना था सवाल ये स्नैपचैट क्या है भाई
so much. Reckoning now, they've got the light armors back up and Vandals and Phantoms are still.
जॉश को स्टेप अप होना ही पड़ेगा ब्रो
Got some utilities, so let's see. What are they able to make out of
उसका फायर पावर आज चाहिए टीम को हाँ ये हमका नहीं ये क्या
I mean, we don't see too
स्नैपचैट क्या है पता नहीं भाई क्या है स्नैपचैट में भी नहीं चला था
But unlike Valorant,
आइस वन
we haven't seen Deadly dash in towards
5
the
HP है
maps very much. Paradox uses his satchels way more than Deadly does, and now that both these races are dead, the round drops considerably in pace.
Trist is way too
My
low, though. Be left over.
Bro.
That orbital strike's gonna force him out, and Voya was ready on the other end. He found 2 for himself, but Josh, this man has tasted blood. He's like a Dracula, a vampire, just hunting for his enemies. And now 2 more to go in front of him. Only 4 bullets in the magazine. We'll need to get a fresh one, and he will do so. He's also got the Blitz Storm up, but I don't think he's gonna try to use it.
Yeah, but he's got the spike right in front of his eyes. And he's so worried about getting flanked. He doesn't mind if Reckoning recover the spike somehow. They know that Reckoning will have to play together. Since he knows the positions of both those players being present on either side of that teleporter, he expects them to take their sweet time and reunite. And that's exactly why he's comfortable giving up the spike area as well. He will reposition towards B. Now this will be a great round for Josh unless Reckoning go towards A. And since that's not happening,
Bro.
he's set up for success. But harsh.
क्या जंप किया है उसने
Regardless.
स्नैपचैट तेरे काम का नहीं है वो जिनको कोई काम नहीं होता वो लोग यूज करते हैं भाई तू है उधर इधर अभी भी श्रेया शेट्टी वाओ व्हाट्स अप मैन
They recognized what was happening, right?
थैंक यू फॉर स्टेइंग हियर
Into the showers and the instant orbital
ब्रो बट मैंने सुना उससे चिक्स मिलती है तो आई डोंट हैव एनी चिक्स यू नो तो मैं तो इतना घूमता हूँ फिर लड़कियां फिदा हो जाएंगी ना मेरे पे दिन में 2-3 बार दिल्ली जॉश ने मेड गेम में तो मस्त खेला था मरा 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 क्या कर रहा है क्यों जा रहा है उधर वापस पारा
Josh in the close quarters with still the shorty in his hands. He trusts that weapon quite a lot. After the first, it didn't work out. This time it will. But the instant trade up is there from the enemy. The refrag is perfectly on the board. The radar refragging, man, from Flabin. It's been on point so far. 3-on-2 scenario. Unfortunately, the positions are now going to be compromised.
Yeah, so Revenant know exactly where all of Reckoning's players are positioned, but what do they do about it? They're gonna have to shoot their way through. There's no way out of this one. Blackhawk already down to half HP. The spike already half.
Nice try. Chicks मिलती तो मैं अभी मैं कब से हूँ अच्छा चिक्स मिलती तो मैं अभी हैशटैग वन स्नैपचैट यूज कर तो है क्या वो मतलब क्या है वो ऐप इतना जो फेमस है
Revenant Esports, they haven't really got the weapons to stop Reckoning Esports in the track, and Reckoning Esports know now they're going to be in their comfort zone. But for Revenant, as I said, they will need to count each and every single bullet.
But can they craft that magic bullet, the silver bullet that will slay the Dracula? I don't think they've found that yet. No mythical weapons can slay these monsters. They'll have to devise something on their own.
तेरे डीएम में होगी 50-100 चिक्स होगी नहीं है भाई कुछ तो फोटो वगैरह भेजने के लिए होता है उसमें फिल्टर्स होते हैं अलग अलग मेरे को एक चीज हिट हुई है वो स्नैपचैट को लेकर फक कोई नहीं कंट्रोल फक वो इतना पुराना चीज कैसे याद आ सकता है मुझे भाई दिमाग भी बहुत ये है लाइक अपन छोटी चीजें लाइक पानी लेके आना एक चीज भूलते हैं लाइक फोन कहाँ रखा वो चीज अपन भूल जाते हैं बट अपना जो एक कोइंसिडेंस रहता है पास्ट रहता है किसने तेरे साथ गद्दारी की वो भूल नहीं पाते यार कभी
Good flash, quick burst. Josh's positions.
Nice shot, Josh.
It still keeps on pushing forward, but there's a refrac instantly on the board from Flabin.
I didn't get to see those frags on screen.
दिमाग में बहुत अजीब चीज है ब्रो तो मेरे को अभी उतना पुराना चीज याद आ गया मुझे तो सोच रहा है और वो बहुत ये क्या बोलते हैं, बहुत अजीब चीज है भाई वो, स्नैपचैट से याद आया मेरे को। अल्ट है बारह के पास, सही में बहुत ज्यादा अजीब है। हाँ बराबर राइट।
Doesn't get away.
आराम से
Captures him, but he
ये
doesn't
आएंगे।
want to move away. He's got the showstopper at ready, and he's repelling the invaders straight into right to ace, and he's catching all of them off guard. The flash once again, ready to peek out, ready to rumble, and he's got almost all three. Deadly responds with the showstopper of his own, and Paradox, he tried to make some moves. He tried to satchel away in safety, but no. Deadly will catch him in the explosion radius regardless, and now he's got the AWP. Position towards CT. Twist. He will be able to kill Ching, but Black Ops orbital strike will delay the spike plant and force them to reposition. Twist finally dies to the molly, and now he's perfectly poised. Deadly on the other hand, positioned away with the AWP. Perfect weapon to kill the perfect player.
Come on, Gopi.
Be the perfect clutch over here because Black Ops got him right where he needs. He's got the weapon as well now. Nade goes beyond him. And Blackhawk has plenty of time
Gopi
to
left.
He just has to bait out the peak from Deadly 10. But where will Deadly 10 come from? He comes from right from the same
Shot.
angle.
Nasty!
Let's go Ace bhai.
Nasty shot in the end. I did not even see Deadly 10 on my screen. That's how quick that shot was. Oh man, but still that round got way too close for comfort. None of us expected it to go that close.
गोली खत्म हो गए रे राइट टू इसके।
Oh my lord. That was still a decent fight given from Revenant Esports. Almost. One more kill needed there to convert
You got
that
this.
round into a
Nice.
victory. And that was an eco round too. Could have been a solid thrifty.
होगा होगा।
Exactly, that was an eco round, and we've seen this from Revenant before. In both the halves, they commit a lot of their ultimates on these eco rounds. I can't even imagine what their success rate would be like if they actually use these in rounds where they have the weaponry to boot.
What's up, man?
But I guess we'll have to find that out another day, huh? That's a discussion on another timeline. In this dimension, things are looking up for Reckoning Esports. They're on their way up, they're climbing, crawling, and Revenant somehow are stumbling.
Blinded.
Ops on either side. Ace always knew they were placed position towards B long, but the second flash just to make sure that they're still there or not will give him the answer he requires.
Shit.
Ching could have had a frag. Oh my god! No! He moves
बात
away
करो,
at the wrong
बात
time, and that
करो।
leaves Paradox vulnerable. At least Ching makes up for it. But how will they deal with this Hellfire now that Lamps is out of control? They will have to stop this
Force
by
fight ले
themselves
रहे हैं।
by fragging out, and Josh is up for the task.
Was able to get so many kills in the front, and now we're down to just a 3-on-2 scenario.
Spike planted. Last player
Spikes being
standing.
planted. Now the
Short,
time's gonna
bhai.
start to tick away quick enough. But the shots from Hirsch was perfect at Trist to close the things off and draw a ceiling line. And also equalizing the lead that was created from Revenant Esports. Revenant Esports, now they're gonna start to sweat over here.
They will start to sweat. They will probably even start to check their wallets, see how much change they've got left. Just a one timing play, man. Ching was marking that angle all throughout the round, but the second he moves away is when Deadly just happens to peek, and instantly Paradox is taken away. You know, Paradox utility, his boombots and his nades, were the only thing creating a problem for Reckoning when they tried to plant. He uses those nades perfectly just to delay the spike plant. I mean, to some extent, even Blackhawk has been doing the same thing, right? He will use his orbital strike towards Struck, force one player to go towards the triple box, and then kill him with the molly. So, Revenant have been disrupting Reckoning's attempts to plant this spike every now and then. And how do Reckoning respond? I mean, sometimes they wait it out. Sometimes they bait the utility. On other occasions, they just dive into the other side, you know? Either by pushing towards CT or by jumping into the TPs. They always have a backup plan.
ट्रेड के ऊपर कैपिटलाइज होने के टाइम ही नहीं दे रहे ARG वाले। अरे ट्रेड कैसे लेंगे जब एक एंगल देख रहा है, वो शॉट क्यों देख रहा है? अगर पारा शॉट देख रहा है तो चिंग अगर लाइक बात ऑलरेडी है तो पारा को बोल जा उतर जा, गिव अप करने बोल वो जगह। एंड अगर बात कंट्रोल नहीं है तो दोनों को बात रिकंट्रोल एक नेट में हो जाता है। वो जब ऊपर से एक जगह है वहाँ पे नेट डाल देने का तो वो पूरी स्पेस ले सकते हैं। बुमबॉट भी है पारा के पास, बुमबॉट और एक नेट पे बात कंट्रोल ले सकते हैं अगर इतना ही कंफ्यूज है तो। ये फोर्स फाइट्स ले रहे हैं, लाइक वो साइट पे रुका है मतलब।
Considering that he's got this kind of a soft toy on top of his monitor, do you expect Reckoning to pull off a Gecko game anytime in the future?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think so. They will probably will. Considering Reckoning's strong suit is the map of Lotus, they like to play that quad a lot. I think so. Gecko can be a good combination if they do want to experiment around.
I think even Pearl can be a pretty good map.
Yeah.
I think Pearl is like the only map where Gecko has more than 50% win rate. On every other map across the 3 VCT regions in Americas and EMEA as well as Pacific, Gecko has been like more or less irrelevant on any other map except for Pearl. I mean, sure, people pick him in split every now and then, but the success rates are just simply not there.
Considering Reckoning is
क्या
one
हुआ
of
है
those teams
इसी
that likes to
कब इसी का
experiment
सीन
quite a lot, right?
हाँ वो शावर से पारा
And we
को
know their
गलत
adaptive
शॉट
nature
पड़ा।
is
हाँ वही
quite
वचिंग
good
देख रहा
considering
था,
how he
बात
adapted against
शॉट देख रहा था, बात देख रहा था,
esports in
उसको
this
एक ही चीज देखना है,
I
बात ही
think so
देखना
if
है।
they do try to implement Gecko on any map, if they do want, I'm pretty sure they will be able to adapt to it quickly enough. And I think so Deadly 10's having some sort of issues.
So far, we've seen like 2 Gecko games. First one was by Atuka from Asrami. Next, True Rippers picked it up. And both of those times, the Gecko was used on split. Wait, I think we did see one game on Pearl as well. Dude, I'm telling you, something is happening to my memory. I've been watching so much Valorant that I start confusing one game for the other. And everything's just one big haze. While we've got this technical timeout, give me a couple seconds, I'll look up who all have played in this tournament up until now.
I mean, I wasn't really here a lot for the split too, so I don't really remember.
I know, right?
Yeah,
You missed
I
out on
just,
quite a lot of good stuff, by the way.
I mean, yeah, man, what can you do, bro? Sometimes priorities. But yeah, for now, we've got the teams over here. I mean, this technical timeout can also stop the momentum that was built up so far for Reckoning.
Are you ready? Loads पड़ी है Valorant की loads थोड़े से पीछे से, जैसे वाइपर का असली नाम क्या है? वाइपर के असली नाम श्रीदेवी वगैरह नहीं है, असली अच्छा नाम है। नहीं, नो आइडिया, पता होना चाहिए यार। अब इसी पे तो मैं तुम्हारे को टाइट करने वाला हूँ। चलो चालू करते हैं रैपर। सबसे पहले ठीक है, ऐसा एजेंट रात के 2 बजे खेलो, 3 बजे खेलो, तुम इंस्टॉल ऑफ करोगे 5 सेकंड है भाई। मैं पता कौन सा हीरो खेलता बताओ? यूरो जेट यार, जेट में सिल्वर। आप बताओ आप कौन सा हीरो खेलना? मैं सोवा। अगर आप डेट पे जा रहे हो और आपकी डेट को वैलेंट पसंद नहीं है तो क्या करोगे? डेट से भाग जाएंगे क्या? ये तो बहुत सेफ है। कुछ मस्त बताना, कुछ में ऑर्डर समथिंग क्रेजी फॉर आना। कोई नहीं, डेट के टाइम में बोलेंगे वैलेंट नहीं खेलते हैं, बाद में खेल लेंगे। तो सामने वाले को पसंद नहीं, सामने वाले ने तुझे जज कर दिया कि है तू प्लीज डालो रे। बहुत हार्ड है क्वेश्चन, बात तो सही है। ऐसे पुच को फेंक के मारे, पुच का बोलते हैं ना बंगाली में उसको, ऐसे पुच का फेंक। चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं। मोस्ट ओवररेटेड प्लेयर है कौन? 5 जल्दी बताओ, उंगलियां कम हो रही है, जल्दी बोल। डोमिनिक 2 2 एक्सकली। हाँ तेरे 5 सेकंड। बैटमैन, ये तो देख के घर से आया था। बैटमैन और एक्सकली क्यों? Care to explain? It's okay. ठीक है, कुछ चीजें सवालों के साथ ही खत्म हो जाए तो अच्छी। एक ऐसी इनवाइटेड टीम जो अपना स्पॉट डिजर्व नहीं करती। डोमिनिक क्यों? Why? सबको पता है उनका कोर ही बहुत वीक है, बाहर के जितने प्लेयर लेके फायदा क्या है। जो और वैलोरेंट कम्युनिटी को स्टार्टिंग से सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा तो उसको सीधा लीग में स्लॉट नहीं मिलना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से। बात तो सही है, पर जाने से पहले आई वांट यू गाइस टू गिव अ स्मॉल मैसेज टू द फ्रेंड्स, फैमिली। 3-4 गर्लफ्रेंड्स होंगी, प्लीज डू इट। वही बोलना चाहूँगा, लाइक ग्राइंड करो, स्टेज पे आना है। मम्मी को बोला तो ग्राइंड करो, मम्मी को नहीं, ऑल प्लेयर्स को। सही इमोशनल मैसेज देना यार। वही मम्मी तो देख ही रही होगी, मतलब देखेगी वही।
नॉट विन वाले वापस से।
अब बोल
Thank you so much, mom, for supporting me.
For supporting me. पापा को बताना मत वगैरह।
आप बोलना चाहते हो?
पढ़ाई वगैरह तो नॉर्मल हो गया अभी तो 2-3 साल के बाद गेमिंग ही रहेगा, तो पढ़ाई करके कुछ होगा नहीं, तो आ जाओ गेमिंग में।
तो पेरेंट्स को?
पेरेंट्स सॉरी नवीली, आपको अभी गेमिंग अच्छा ना लगे बट इसमें फ्यूचर है।
और जब ये वापस आएगा तो ढेर सारी दबेली लेकर आएगा। दबेली चलती है ना पूरे में, अभी मैंने खाई थी, अच्छी थी। So thank you so much guys, good luck, अच्छा खेलना। So guys, ये थे हमारे डॉक्टर एंड डोमिनिक। I'll be back with more faces on this boosted Radiant segment. Till then you guys go game.
चालू करो यार। Fuck.
Everyone, my name is Krat and welcome to Boom Bots. इस सेगमेंट में सारी टीम से 2-2 बॉट्स आएंगे और मैं अपने सवालों से उनको कर दूंगा बूम। That's why I'm calling it Boom Bot.
क्या देख रहा हूँ मैं ये?
So इस क्रेजी सेगमेंट के अंदर हमारे पास है मेडल स्पोर्ट के 2 बड़े प्लेयर।
My name is Rishabh Gupta. My in-game name is Easy. I play Sentinel for Medal Esports.
My name is Prashalwani. My in-game name is Tricky. I am a duelist for Medal Esports.
So simple सा सेटअप है भाई। मेरे पास कुछ तेज क्वेश्चंस हैं और तेज जवाब आने चाहिए।
Okay, try करेंगे।
ऐसे 5 4 3 2 फटफट। टाइम नहीं दूंगा मैं बिल्कुल। Start with easy। Name 3 countries with the letter Z.
Zimbabwe.
You don't have much time, like fast. Zimbabwe हो गया। 2 more. निकाल जो 3 है ही नहीं। So it was a trick question. Zambia, Zimbabwe, Zambia और तीसरा है नहीं। So basically चेक करना था। मुझे पता था, मैं जानबूझ के ऐसा किया। Second, आपसे पूछेंगे। इंसान के शरीर में सबसे बड़ी हड्डी कौन सी होती है?
Spine.
Backbone.
नहीं पता।
Chang, femur. Backbone छोटे-छोटे हिस्सों में होती है। एक बोन नहीं है वो। Biggest country in the world.
Russia. Russia.
मैं देख रहा था तुझे कॉन्फिडेंस है नहीं। Because मुझे भी तो अभी पता चलेगा ना। अभी जो नया कैरेक्टर है कौन सा नाम है उसका?
Gecko.
स्पेलिंग क्या है उसकी?
G-E-K-K-O.
सही बता तो जवाब तू देगा। What is the gecko's nationality? हिंट चाहिए आपको?
हाँ।
नहीं है।
नहीं
टाको खाते हो आप?
Mexican.
US से है, मैक्सिकन का वो नेशनलिटी ऐसा कुछ।
मैं स्पेनिश और मैक्सिकन में कंफ्यूज हो रहा था।
चलो अब ये बता दो, अभी हमारे देश का एक छोटा सा मैप बनाया गया है और ये आसान लग रहा है आपको?
नहीं।
वो बता। लोटस कहाँ पर है हमारे देश में?
थोड़ा सा हिंट दे दो मुझे।
पान खाते वहाँ पे।
अरे ये कैसा है?
आप बताओ, लोटस मैप हिंदुस्तान के किस कोने का बनाया गया मैप?
उत्तर प्रदेश। भाई सूखते हैं ना
वेस्टर्न घाट,
बनारस। उत्तर प्रदेश का ही है बनारस।
मतलब थोड़ा एग्जैक्ट बताओगे ना, तो हिंदुस्तान बोल दो, खत्म करो, है ना? हमारे इस गेम में वैलोरेंट के अंदर सबसे बुजुर्ग एजेंट कौन है और सबसे नौजवान एजेंट कौन है?
Oldest is Brimstone or Breach.
भाई बहुत बढ़िया, अपने लिए ताली बजा।
गलत बोला मैंने।
सही है भाई, तो कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है तेरे में। अब यंगेस्ट बता, इससे ज्यादा क्या कर सकता हूँ? ये कौन करता है अल्टीमेट?
नियॉन
नहीं खेली ना? अरे तुम यार
चेंबर प्लेयर हूँ मैं।
सेटेड प्लेयर कहाँ ड्यूलिस्ट खेलने को
कैसे?
मिलता है?
तो फिर
हमारी टीम में ड्यूलिस्ट कौन है?
यही है सब सारे।
इसको भी नहीं पता चला, देख इससे पूछ, ऐसे कैसा क्यों गया? पूछ इससे।
उसका दिमाग थोड़ा कम काम करता है, पूरा वो गेम में यूज कर लेता है।
वाइपर का असली नाम क्या है?
ओह मुझे पता है।
आपसे पूछा ही नहीं मैंने, आप क्यों फिर आप तो रूल छोड़ रहे हो?
मैं पास ऑन कर सकता हूँ।
हाँ करो।
पास।
सबीन।
आगे
पता नहीं।
शर्मा। 2900 रुपए की, 2900 क्रेडिट की और कौन सी बंदूक आती है?
2900 कितने होते हैं?
29। अरे अच्छा ब्रो, इंग्लिश बोर्ड्स यू नो टैक्स ब्रो। 2900 क्रेडिट्स की फैंटम छोड़ के कोई और वेपन बता दो।
फैंटम
ब्रो, दिस इज टफ वन ब्रो, नेल्ड इट। सब तालियां बजा दो स्टूडियो में जितने लोग हैं। ठीक है, अब एक और फिर से। फ्रेंजी में एक मैगजीन में कितनी गोलियां होती है?
30।
चलो भाई फिर से बजाओ। कैसा लगा ये सेगमेंट? इट वाज फन?
Yes,
इट वाज फन?
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
तुम्हें लगता है कि तुम्हारी जगह कोई और होता टीम से तो बिल्कुल रायता फैला देता?
नहीं।
तुम लोग बेस्ट रायता फैलाने वाले हो।
Yes.
जाने से पहले anything you want to say to family, girlfriend?
Hello Dipsy, welcome to the stream.
Everyone, thank
How
you
are you?
parents, girlfriends, brothers,
अरे
fans.
माता रानी।
Girlfriends.
Thank you everyone for supporting me. I really appreciate it. I am out here chasing my dreams.
Hell yeah. The
Me is good, तुम बताओ. I am also fine.
I hope you guys support me.
यार चेंज करो. मैच देखना है.
Something for me to prove, and I hope you guys support me.
So ये हमारी tricky और easy बहुत मजे करे और tricky to tricky. That's all guys. No, play your best.
Thank you very much.
So और चेहरे आएंगे इन सोफे पे बैठेंगे और हम करेंगे ढेर सारी मस्ती अगली वीडियो में. Till then, you guys go game.
You got chart tricky. कैसे लिखते हैं यार ये लोग.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, we are dealt with that technical
तबीयत
issue
कैसा है?
that was going on.
Kinda
I like those interviews.
better than before. Like
I like how Krat just
थोड़ा सा uncomfortable लग रहा है body के साथ, but it's okay.
Sounds really complex. It's the duality of man. He's a mysterious guy, you know.
Let's go, boys.
I don't know what's going on in his head. I guess I can say the same for Revenant as well, because every now and then they've been throwing these surprises, and it does become a little difficult to figure out what's going on in the head.
9-10. So I guess one round's taken away from Revenant's books. From Reckoning's books. Oh, so because of that technical issue, I guess that round was pretty much secured by them. So Reckoning will need to fight for this 10th round once again. The round's taken away from that book, so we thought the lead was nullified, but still there is one round lead in the hands of Revenant. Let's see what Reckoning can do now, considering the strat they used to take the previous 10th round in the hand's been taken away.
Better है तो
अच्छी
बात है.
Yep. And they've done a good job of doing so. They've already taken Lamp's control. They just need to find a way to pop the spike now without losing too many of their members.
ये क्या दिख रहा है? मेरे को कुछ दिख रहा ही नहीं है.
Really well, you know. Since they've got Paradox already holding Shaz, he can deny the spike plant, while everyone else on Revenant are just making sure that Reckoning don't take control of the back of A site. This is something that Reckoning have done quite a lot in the past, where if plant doesn't go in their favor, they just continue pushing onwards and then use the defender's spawn to hit the B side instead. Paradox dodges the 0 point just in the nick of time, but Trist almost had him. Now Paradox will use the nade just to isolate the planter, but Trist will still kill him. That's a lot of pressure alleviated.
Really, indeed, it is. Trist able to find that first clean frag, and then the rest of his team just starts to rotate towards the B site. Blackhawk throws in a molly, denying the entry towards the site, and also connect those shots. A good flash to get the entry on the site. Voya will find the footing. But Deadly 10 still on that. Sheriff is able to find that shot. A skull cracking one, a good one. A 2-on-2 scenario left over now. A lot of hopes and dreams in the hands of Voya. He's the only one on the site. We'll need to try and do something miraculous, that's for sure. The man's on the left. Voya knows where exactly Ching is too. Ching peeks out. Position compromised. A good reveal. Ching's position known. Exactly.
Nice one, Ching. Nice one, bro.
But Ching connects the headshots. And also a little bit of
T-backer.
Yeah, I really thought that Voya would try to go for the wallbang right there. And he could have pre-fired. But Ching, he wins the aim duels. Mechanically superior. And he gets Revenant the much-needed 11th round. But the trouble isn't over yet. Reckoning have quite a lot of money built up. And this bankroll will facilitate them to arm themselves to the teeth once more.
क्या बात है चिंगलेज़ो भाई. डेडली की शेरिफ में कुछ अलग ही बात है. Yes.
Even if Reckoning lose this round, I think they can muster up another buy after this one. If not a full buy, then at least a cheap one for sure.
ये Brimstone कुछ सीन होने वाला है.
Operators on the aggressive case this time in the off angle. Shot whipped. At least Revenant's able to swing back. 1-0. Josh is able to find another one. Deadly 10's able to get the retaliation back in his hands, but this man is not missing the shot with the up. And then even with the short, he's able to get those kills in the hand too. Just trying to hop and beat those bullets, trying to dodge it away, but Flabin eventually connects that spray. He doesn't know there's two players approaching him from the showers. Right outside the showers too. Flabin's just so known to that fact. A good smoke. Smokes away the spike too.
क्या बात है.
What type of mind games this man's trying to bring on the table, but soon
क्या
enough,
बात
he's
है.
gonna get flanked from the back, and he needs to be aware of that fact. Flavin's got his back turned around, but he won't be
away.
able to get the timing in his favor.
My goodness. He just deploys a whole sea of smokes over there. Vision not just cut off, but literally impaired over here for Revenant Esports as he makes his escape. But he still doesn't have information on where they are. He did see the early flash from right to Ace, so it's safe to assume that Ace will still
30
be
seconds
on
left.
the Ace side, but he doesn't know where Blackhawk could be. And because Blackhawk has been lurking around all this time, he will always remain a mystery. 20 seconds left. Flavin has to plant the spike soon. But knowing him, he will probably try to go for a kill first. Molly to cut off the entrance to this defender spawn, and now it's been done. He's boxed himself into this round. Has to pick up these fights. Hopefully one.
Nice one there, Gopi.
Give him the satisfaction.
Wow.
Shish.
That one round reversed, and now Reckoning Esports, they're just falling on top of their faces. The momentum being broken because of that technical pause as well, and now Reckoning Esports not able to put a full stop to the string of rounds that Revenant is able to build up. The series of round is definitely given a lot of confidence for Revenant. And might as well, they will probably able to run away with the round, with the map win too. One more round needed, ladies and gentlemen. Currently on the match point is Revenant.
What was this round? Just fighting. Right from
दिखा था ना इसको उसने
Revenant Esports, they take violence a little too literally. So many pushes out from a shot. There's 3 people.
तुम्हारा join button किधर है? मेरा नहीं है वो.
Revenant Esports are also wrapping around from shot.
Monetize.
So
ये क्या है ये भाई?
with A as well, and they just hit it.
जो मेरा join button नहीं है, monetize नहीं हुआ है मेरा. मैं stream ही नहीं कर रहा था ना.
What would have happened if they went to its speed? They got rid of a
Nice one.
entire push out. And once again, they do something similar. A 3-man push towards A shot, nets them the kill onto Trist. And now the rest of them are forced to make moves with speed. But as soon as Flavin peeks out of the smoke, Ace is ready.
Yes, 3-5. Reckoning Esports once again.
Nice one there, Gopi. Nice one. Let's go, guys. Let's go for third map, man.
Posted up on the site. Voya is able
Jinx ना होने दे. Nice.
in the name of Right to Ace, but this time Right to Ace denies it. Voya, the last man alive, a 1-on-4. He's got nothing else to do than to commit to this take because it's the last round. Clutch or die. And
Nice
lose
one.
map.
Nice one,
Operators
Josh.
in the
Nee,
front. Josh is just waiting for him to peek out as he does. The shot was
Together,
away.
guys, together.
Able to find that sweet target in the front. Josh falls back, gets revealed. Boya still keeping his calm and composed nature to get this round secured in the hand. Wants to get
Nice,
the clutch
nice,
situated,
nice.
but Paradox has got the time.
Third map, third map, third map. Let's go. Oh, shisha ball.
Just as we expected, Revenant Esports take fine for themselves. Reckoning.
Third map.
Third map, big notice. And both these teams have played to their strengths, perfectly utilizing their inherent
कुछ तो कर रहा था.
just get this map in the bag. The characteristics really personify what this team is made of. Now we're getting into map
113-6 against GE
Suppose
Phoenix.
it's a neutral ground for both these teams, but is that really going to be neutral?
Oh, just shine.
Is that really going to be a map where we get to see a full fair fight? We'll find out on the other side of this break.
Bro. क्या बात है भाई. मजा आ गया. मैं KFC देखना चालू. KFC बोल रहा हूँ भाई. मैं KGF. KFC खाना है मुझे. मैं अपना आईडी लॉगिन करके देखता हूँ थोड़ा. क्या बात है गोपी भाई स्ट्रॉन्ग. गोपी भाई टू स्ट्रॉन्ग. What the fuck? फेस कैम थोड़ा सा ब्लर हो रहा है। अभी Bye. She's so hot, huh? G2 Giuliano. ये क्या है? It's the true Sky Sports. क्या? कुछ भी जूलियानो बहुत मस्त है भाई। इडियट। भाई वो मैच फिक्स हुआ है क्रिकेट की तरह, या भी भाई किसी टेलीविजन से ही रिसेट किया होगा भाई। लोगों में देखो उधर रीजन है, नावी राउंड जीता है की और क्या है ये ब्रो, हमका नहीं यार। गॉड लाइक रिस्पेक्ट ब्लैक हॉक यार, गॉड लाइक। अवॉइड रिलीजियस टॉक्स प्लीज। LF is still better than Excalibur and Anuj. अरे एक ही टीम में रहे वो लोग, प्लीज कंपेयर करना छोड़ दो यार। उधर बोर्ड में नशे में। I love this guy फ्लेमन आरी, उसकी गर्लफ्रेंड है शायद। मैप भी कौन सी टीम का था? hello, anyone there? Vitality are destined to win. Trish Topi, Trish is something today. Trish better hyper ऐसे. Bro, Trish is so good. What the fuck? Bro, Trish is unbeatable today. Casters, Paradox. This round is unreal. Paradox. Revenant वाले कुछ भी मार रहे हैं. बढ़िया मैच चल रहा. What VLT Jisman? What do you mean, Lil bro? They said recommendation for the lose was चालू. अरे हिंदी में बहुत मजा आता है. रुक, हिंदी में लोग बहुत भरते हैं. हिंदी किधर है? हिंदी नहीं हो रहा क्या? अबे हिंदी नहीं हो रहा. इंग्लिश. पाटिल बाय. यार कितने ऐड आते हैं? भाविन भाई.
I can just move the king here, right?
कहाँ हो
Then it opens
भाविन
my
भाई?
queen to trade for.
Maybe watch.
Also, go for it. Sharky said the knife that they used in showers is illegal. The unbreakable knife. You can't take with queen. I mean, yeah.
But now he doesn't have check on me. I don't want to take.
हिंदी लोगों पे होता है. अच्छा.
If you take with queen, you just trade this things if you want.
Should I take the bishop out?
Yeah, but over here trading material serves you no purpose because you're 6 points down anyway, right?
Thinking of attacking with the bishop here, taking his and opening up something.
चेस में बहुत बिजी है ब्रो.
Yeah.
इतना वो चैट में भी चैट ही नहीं देख रहा मेरा. टेक्स्ट करूँ क्या व्हाट्सएप पे?
Move my queen now.
भाई TCR लॉल के TS पे शायद. TC वाला TS ये मैनेजमेंट ये नहीं हो रहा. डाउन है.
Connected.
हमका नहीं.
Disconnected.
डिस्कॉर्ड में है शायद वो. श्रेया शेट्टी कौन है? या कभी सुधरेगा. और मैं पानी ले गया. हाँ क्या नशा है भाई. रुक जा मैं पानी ले गया.
ladies and gentlemen, soon enough, we're going to move on forward to the third map, which is going to be the Decider, Fracture, and also YouTube audience. Welcome back to Valorant Challenger South Asia Split 2 to the last day of the league stage. And now we're going to move on forward to the Decider map, Fracture. As we do take a look at the agent select in front of us, and this is something that's going to be a huge and a crucial icebreaker. Flabin definitely having a lot of signs of worry on his face. He's got his hands pretty much crossed up as well, because he knows the amount of pressure his team has right now. It definitely can be a heartbreaking situation for his teammates and also the people that are supporting him currently. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, keep this thing in mind. This is not going to be an elimination matchup at all. Instead, this is a matchup to find out which team is going to get better seed inside the playoffs and also the bragging rights. So even if Reckoning lose or even if Revenant loses out in this
chat में
matchup,
सिर्फ mod क्यों
they are
spam
going
कर
to be
रहा
safe
वो
and they will be making it
क्योंकि
to the
सब
playoffs. So nothing to worry about.
दिल्ली
You guys can
में जाके
relax,
देख
sit
रहे हैं
back and
ज़्यादा
take your
लोग
popcorns.
और सब खेल रहे हैं
Enjoy the entertainment.
सब
entertaining show
अभी
that
किसको फर्क नहीं
Valorant
पड़ता
and
सब
Reckoning Esports are putting
क्वालिफाई
up,
हो
and
चुका है तो
Revenant, they're going to start off with the heat right
जिसको
off the
देखना है
bat.
देखते
They're
हैं
going to take the attacking side.
Right there.
बहुत
Usually
भूख
in
लगी
this
है मुझे
round, Revenant is one of those teams that does not like to waste time at all. Instantly, they like to take the heat against the enemy team. And that's what it seems like this time as well. Trevor's being used to stun anyone towards the dish. Flabin falls back. And now it's an entire army of Revenant Esports just coming through the dish area. Flash is there to try and force him out of that spot. But Flabin in the close with the frenzy was able to deal a lot of damage. But Ching is still able to get those shots connected. This man, Ching, I don't understand how he's able to connect those shots like that all the time. This man is one of the most consistent players.
क्या बात है
Shot at all. Right to the frenzy in the hand. Now it's locked down a one-on scenario. Voya, he's only got a shorty in the hand. Not a good news. He will need to close the distance against Right to Ace. We'll need to take it up close and personal, and Right to Ace is not gonna do that.
Spike planted.
Retrieves the ghost in the hand, and now he's got the better gun. Ghost spam through comes in.
क्या कर रहा है
Why does he go for that shorty pick once again? A bad decision cost him his life. Over there, instead, he could have tried to play on the ghost once again, and at least he would have had a fair share chance to convert that round in his team's favor. But he went to pick up that shorty and got taken out. Outplayed himself. This is what I call falling off your own shoelaces. Take a look at the compositions too. Revenant
हो गया
Esports,
छोटे दिन
classic composition. You've got the Breach, Cypher, Fade, Raze, Brimstone. Classic composition. On the other hand, Boya, the Sentinel this time. The Sentinel is going to be in the name of Cajun. If you ask me personally, what Sentinel do I prefer on this map? It's tough to say. Both of them are.
मेरी टीम उधर खेल रही है और मैं इधर खा रहा हूँ बिरयानी दबा रहा हूँ कितना गंदा हूँ मैं
It all comes down to which player.
मेरी टीम भूखी रहेगी उधर
Agent, and that's what they'll probably prefer to pay. Revenant Esports, side entry secured. Spike goes down too.
Spike planted.
Considering it's an eco round for Reckoning Esports, they will probably.
अरे हाँ मैं रैंक खेल रहा था आज स्मर्फ कर रहा तो अभी गोल्ड 3 पे भाई सामने वाला जेट बस आइसोलेट कर रहा है यार मेरे को नहीं नहीं कैसे
3 kills found. It's a 2-on-2. You blink it and you miss it out of nowhere. This round now seems doable, and what a shot from Deadly 10. A quick scope on the head of Ching, and Deadly will probably try to make it half, and he does. Once again goes for the tap, and another shot to seal the deal. How is Reckoning able to convert that round into a victory? That seems next to impossible to believe.
Nice shot, Ray.
And Deadly 10 also gets his ultimate online. Bladestorm right off the bat in his hands. It's only been 2 rounds, and he's already got his hands on the Bladestorm. This is unbelievable. It felt like it's going to be a hot knife through butter from Revenant Esports, but then Reckoning, they have this fire that's being ignited within themselves, and then Deadly 10 in the end to pull off the clutch to save the day. I talked about the mistake that was being made by Voya in the first round, but it's not even going to matter at this point, Converting that thrifty, that anti-eco in your hands, perfectly done. And now Deadly 10 is going to be deadly, as always. You give this man an opening, you give this man a chance to bite you, and he will make sure that the venom's going to spread through your body as quick as possible. And Revenant, once again, being forced to the back step as Black Hawk is making his way through the arcade area.
Deadly has been just so good on these martial teams. It's not even funny how he pulls off that clutch, and he still gets the opening frag. That's ace out of the bag already. Even Ching is very low on HP. just before they break the alarm bot, Nanoswarm's triggered.
Good kills. Reckoning Esports. Yeah. Definitely not working out in their favor. And now Reckoning Esports, they're starting to line up these bodies on top of each other. Another one to go and a flawless round.
Full ASMR. Sorry.
They don't even have to upgrade all the weapons. Deadly, he basically said, yeah, I probably don't need an upgrade. I'm just going to play with the Marshall. If something goes wrong, I can always pop the Blade Storm. Timing of these utilities is perfect. Fault line lands on the feet of that guy as soon as Voya is ready to fight him. And he doubles up as well. Great stuff from Reckoning so far, stealing away the momentum that Revenant had in the pistol round. But now that Revenant have the buy again, how do they push in? It seems like a fast B crunch. And it would be pretty fast because Josh has a Rolling Thunder already.
Off your feet! Speaking of the Rolling Thunder, and it's going to be utilized. Not even wasting a moment to use that one. Yeah, it does find the entry, but you've got players like
तेरे बिरयानी में कभी इलायची रहती है क्या homemade?
The guns and the bullets are able to find the skull to their opponents. Black Hawk turns around, slaps Deadly back in the grave. Deadly taken out. 2 on 4. Voya's got his hands on the lockdown too, but I don't think so. They're even going to think of utilizing it. It's a 2 on 4. Man advantage is there. Flavin's now starting to push up the limits.
Reckoning positioned themselves to success. So many of them ready to intercept Revenant Esports. And one might feel that Revenant with the early Rolling Thunder give away what they're up to, but still, you have to understand Rolling Thunder like that isn't really easy. All the mollies were used by Flavin just to keep everyone at bay, and that buys them a little bit more time, just to make sure that everyone's back to their senses. They're not concussed anymore. Plus, on top of that, so many of these Reckoning players comfortable peeking out of the smokes that Blackhawk has laid down. That really throws Revenant for a toss.
Wait, में कुछ content.
About a toss, and right now, he's getting a little impatient as he does manage to find the first one. Once again, initial pick found. Reckoning so far, it seems like this is their playground, and Revenant they're playing the game of Reckoning. And Reckoning is currently in the driver's seat. They're able to fiddle with the mind of Revenant, and now Revenant, considering the common strategies aren't really working out on the map of Fracture anymore, because Reckoning, they're just having a stronghold on the site so far. They're also able to connect those shots, but as soon as I say that, Ching strikes back and springs his team into lifeline.
Smokes on AMD about to run out, and they knew the Triss was over there. Great stuff. Good recovery from Revenant Esports. And with this, Blackhawk has his orbital strike again. This will give them enough time to plant. But with the Cypher ult going off, it will give them even more information. Now all that they need is in the palm of their hands. Jing even has a weapon now. The only thing that can probably save them are a bunch of headshots, and it's all
क्या timing हुआ है कॉपी के साथ?
Pinned against the wall. He has to fight this. He can't hope to avoid the aftershock and the bullets at the same time, and he will be peppered to death.
Tuck. 4th round, Crips. 3 rounds lead already. As I said, it feels like Reckoning Esports. They're in the driving seat. Nicely done on the defending side. As I said, this map feels like an attacking sided map, and if Reckoning's able to do so good on the defense, man, you can already imagine what the course can be, what the outcome can be on the attacking.
I'm more concerned about the economic trap that Revenant find themselves in. Sure, they have a good enough loadout this round, but if they don't do something soon enough, they will be trapped in this perennial hell of purchasing and ecoing round after round, and you know how difficult it is to get out of that vicious cycle. Triss with the guiding light, sees all the presence he needs, but he has to fall back because of the fault line. Now another fault line has been put up, and this flash is perfect. He gets so many of them, and if that's not enough, Harsh will burn them alive. My God! Firing through that orbital strike, getting every single frag. That round is over before I can even finish my sentence.
Hi Nick, what's up?
Oh boy.
हम लोग स्नैपचैट की बात कर रहे थे तब मेरे को एक चीज याद आ गई मयूर थर्सडे करके
got the back above his teammate. Oh my God, this is just perfect. And for the opponents, it's a huge nightmare. Reckoning Esports, they knew that the opponent would be on a buy round, and now once again, as you said, they're trapped.
But कुछ भी बोला फोटो मस्त था
they're going to be forced back to the eco.
तेरे आईज वीज बस मस्त है क्या है वो स्नैपचैट पे अपन बात कर रहे थे ना मैं पूछ रहा था क्या है उसमें इतना
That's my question. Considering you don't even have the superior gun to back you up, you need to make sure that every single bullet should be counted. And Paradox wanted to overextend his senses were tingling there, but he controls himself in that situation and says, no, not anymore. You need to play patient. You need to be disciplined.
This is one of those rare rounds where Revenant have actually got the plant down without getting too many of their players taken away. He tried to break the lockdown with the satchels. Fails, but that's okay. They will gladly give up the space. Paradox still has the showstopper to turn things around.
ये वो satchel अटका दे उधर.
Discovers two over there, so now it's up to Roya to somehow deal with them. But Paradox, he can't be dealt with. Trist is spending too much time on him. Meanwhile, the rest of his teammates are already on the strike. Deadly sticking to the defuse. And Ching has a hailstorm of bullets headed towards him. He can't even peek out.
Nicely done. Still an operator in the hands of Deadly 10, which he can try to use.
Time out, low, time out, ले लिया.
This operator is gonna sting so deadly later on. Once again, a buy round for Revenant Esports. An instant tactical timeout being called as well. Makes sense. If you're getting grinded upon like that, then you definitely do need a relief. You definitely do need a little bit of breather. This tactical timeout should do that too.
चला आएगा सोने निक. ये बुरा लग गया शायद उसको.
Yeah, because so far Revenant Esports, in the previous two maps, those brute force attacks were actually working out really well for them. But now, Reckoning seems to have found the antidote. They parry all of that back by just sending counter-util at the perfect time. And because Revenant are not hitting the brakes at all, they keep running into this meat grinder that Reckoning have set up. I mean, there's always something or the other that just catches them off guard, right? Sometimes it's the flashes from the sky, sometimes it's the orbital strike, which, by the way, has been used a bit too often in this entire half. We've only seen like 8 rounds, and yet multiple orbital strikes have been invested. And if that isn't enough, if that is not enough, Warrior just always seems to have the utility placed at the right place. So Revenant can't even surprise them by just spreading out and making their defaults work. This time it's another spread out from Revenant. They have 3 members stationed towards B-Link, not B-Link, B-Main. And they wanted to make an aggro push over there, but they go towards Underground instead. Meanwhile, they've got Ching sneaking in from Dish, and Ace holding for a push towards A-Main.
Bring them down.
Trailblazer to be responded with a Prowler. And now they discover where the Orb is. So now do they avoid him? Or do they continue challenging onwards? Ace was never supposed to be the guy who challenges this area. He was only supposed to make sure that Reckoning don't get too much control. And while Reckoning do have A under lock and key, B side still seems somewhat vulnerable. They have to deal with the
Fuck.
Paradox ignores all of it, dashes into the side and straight into the arms of Voya.
And Voya will greet him. Another one found from Voya. Finally, Ching is able to take him out. But at the cost of what? Losing 2 of your teammates and also giving the man advantage away to the enemy team. Revenant Esports, at this point, they can't afford that. Another one gets taken down. As I said, Reckoning, it feels like they're currently in the driver's seat, but right to Ace is adamant to steal it away. He wants to take control of the steering wheel, but it's completely okay. Deadly 10, he's got the key in his pockets.
And the spike right in
is
front
in
of
his
him.
hands. Yeah, that's what he's relying on completely,
Nice one.
But unfortunately, the timing, it might just work against him. Ching was able to sneak in and also gets the crucial frag. Flavin still inside towers. His position's compromised. Not a lot of time left over. 10 seconds. They're quite
Nice one, bro. Nice one, Ace.
Right to Ace is connecting his shots.
Gosh.
The timeout works out brilliantly. Revenant dropped the pace, and Reckoning dropped the round. Great stuff from Revenant Esports. I also like how Ace just made that really risky play. Ace usually isn't the kind of person who does that. You know, he's a very calm and composed player. Yes, Revenant do take risks, but it's usually Blackhawk and Paradox who do those kind of plays. You know, Ace isn't the kind of guy who dives across his own teammate's smoke and catches his opponents off guard. But this time, he was desperate to do so. And that play got them the space they needed to plant. He pulls one out of Flabin's book. Flabin has been disrespecting the smokes that Blackhawk puts up every now and then. And that kind of was the undoing of Revenant in round number 3 and 4. So Revenant used the same trick against them. Fast A-crunch this time. There are plenty of defenders stationed over here, but maybe Paradox can blow them apart. Blow them to smithereens. Even the Hellfire is invested and Blackhawk burns him before he takes one down. It's still a 3v3. 2 plays down from either side and 2 ultimates invested from Revenant. Net them a plant. Just in the nick of time too, because Blackhawk Aftershock forces them out and Warrior is ready to receive him.
2-on-3 scenario. Door sound is heard, and a Hirsch just swings out, and Ching meets his makers. And right to 8, the last hurdle was there, but he will be dealt with too. What a chaotic round. At the start, the showstopper was used to
इसको timing what a round है.
But Deadly 10 was taken out, but the instant trade-ups weren't there.
Defense में हम लोग comeback कर लेंगे.
You gotta give it to Reckoning, man. The way these
भरोसा है
teams
मेरे
are
को.
playing off of each other, they're making sure that even if a single body drops down, there's still
एक mistake.
the maximum amount of value from that. They're always having these
हार जाएंगे हम
set
लोग.
up where they're getting each other's
ये kill नहीं मिलना चाहिए था. Trish को ये kill नहीं मिलना चाहिए
Yeah,
था.
not just the crossfires, even the patients are so on time. I mean, we usually see a lot of these defensive teams on Fractured just crunch their opponents by pushing out of Arcade, Dish, and the extremities of the map, you know, just chase them. But instead, Reckoning are just rotating via defensive spawn.
अभी एक को जीतेंगे
And
तुम.
that is still working. I mean, they're not even trying to crunch Revenant hard, they're just stopping them in their tracks as they try to enter the site.
Now being forced on Nico. Deadly 10, or catches the bullet right to his dome. Haircut's been found. Voya on with the lockdown in his hands. And once again, a good shot from Ching to kick things off. Nice one. We'll also give him an upgrade with the Vandal in his hands. 4-on-4 scenario. This shouldn't be that tough of a round to get in the hands for Reckoning, but now, as they've lost out on the body and also a gun, that means an upgrade in the hands of Revenant. Rolling Thunder used 2 to force back the opponents in the back lines, and this is what they're going to push off of. Nicely done. Also uses the ultimate on the Fade to give the position away as well. And that means the opponents are not going to have a lot of sound cues anymore, and Hirsch was able to get 2 off of that. Josh is in the front, but still Reckoning. They're able to get this round.
And this is what you call affirmation bias. Revenant, they get the previous round by just pushing out of the smoke in the previous round. And they tried to do something similar. They tried to take the fight to them by using the Rolling Thunder as well as the Nightfall straight to its Canteen and Generator respectively. But this time, Reckoning respond. And they respond in a very stoic, staunch way.
Oh. Still, as you can see, 8-2, Reckoning Esports. This is not acceptable if you're a Revenant fan, because as I said, for Revenant, oh man, this was a start they really would have desperately needed and wanted to.
जीत रहे थे भाई अलमस का कैंटीन पे गलत मर गए तो थिंग्स करता है ना तू हमका नहीं इसीलिए
quite happy to doing so. And Revenant is just not able to find any sort of crack in the defense.
Short readedly.
As soon as the first man gets taken down, that's where Revenant Esports will now once again look like they're falling apart.
Indeed. And Revenant don't even have too much to boot. I mean, they're barely surviving on money. They're just being handed these stimulus checks to keep themselves afloat.
Right there.
And sure, they've lost Ching, but they can still go towards the A site where the operator lies in wait. Deadly, waiting, operating, anticipating, and this time he will decimate Paradox as well. The Aftershock forces them out, and they needed this frag desperately, but they aren't out of trouble. Even Twist is available over there. This is a weird set of smokes, but it works. It lets Revenant get inside, only to get traded out by Fabin. It's a pinstripe of the kill feed. And Revenant still find themselves in very awkward spots. He's right underneath. Does Twist expect this? Ace has to just count on his lucky stars now. Has to hope that the timing works out in his favor. And there's very little time left on the clock. 14 seconds to go. And he has to make a move now. They're diving into the site. Have to get the spike across, but Warrior stops them. Interception, perfection.
10-2 half. Considering Voya, even he's got his lockdown available. Deadly 10 with the Blade Storm. Hirsch just needs one more orb to get the Rolling Thunder in the hand. The stars are aligned for Reckoning to win this last round in the half. And that should probably happen too. I'm not gonna lie, every single player from Reckoning Esports is on an equal page. Tris doesn't even need to do anything inside this round or inside this map in general, because his teammates are just feeling themselves and they're doing everything all by themselves. A quick take this time though. Quite desperate is Paradox, and he wants to get something in his hands desperately, but this time he will be denied. So Reckoning Esports, it's an absolute meat grinder on the site. The entries are being denied all the time. Nothing can be found.
They're just shooting their way to a victory. We've seen Revenant do this kind of stuff, not Reckoning. They are the aggressive team, but Reckoning just do not budge. They do not falter. And Josh pulled this off. The weight of the world on his shoulders and half of his HP already taken away from him. Double digits seem inevitable for Reckoning. He survives the op shot, but doesn't survive the knives. Slicing and dicing to double digits are Reckoning Esports. What a stoic lead.
Actually, RGE के पास.
They storm through 10-2 first half. Don't even know what to say at this point. Did not expect Revenant Esports to crack down like that, especially on the attacking side. And now Reckoning Esports, for them, it's going to be the attacking side. I'm not going to lie, this map of Fracture just looks like such a puggish map. I'm going to say it, because it's just aggression all across the board, man.
Yeah, that's true. There is aggression all across the board, but there's different ways of aggression, right? I mean, usually expect Revenant to be the more aggressive one, but Reckoning aren't aggressing towards the extremities of the map to crunch in Revenant Esports, at least not very often. They just rotate in so perfectly via defensive spawn, and that's enough. They're always in place to just stop them in their tracks. Can Revenant bounce back? You'll find out on the other side of this break.
बहुत strong leader. बहुत strong है actually. देखते हैं अभी क्या होगा. Bro, let's win.
फ्रिज मीट के लिए, हीट के लिए नहीं.
Ah, sheesh.
Come with me if you want to get.
The all-new OMEN 16 with advanced Tempest cooling technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4 thermal outlets. The OMEN 16 with 12th Gen Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with Tempest cooling.
Presenting Hyundai i20 line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z, or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly.
True, bhai, true.
Hey,
True,
buddy,
bro, true.
We need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, after that short break. You guys know what the scoreline is for the first half, 10-2. Heavily leading towards the side of Reckoning. We did not expect such a stomp on the map of Fracture, but hey, it is what it is.
Thanos, welcome to the stream, man.
One thing is sort of just
What's up, man? What's up, bro? It's for a long time, man. What's up? आजा Thanos बिरयानी खाना.
But will Reckoning fall to the same mistakes? I mean, so far, Reckoning are just heavily present towards the south side of the map. And while they're showing presence towards a main, they just now start to move towards B as well. The spike is positioned over there. The only thing standing in their way is going to be Ching and his camera. He doesn't even have a lot of tripwires over here to stop them. And now that the camera is down, no optical illusion can save them. Smoke's deployed. Another smoke by even Blackhawk was sent in towards B-Men, hopefully to keep them at bay, but Ching with the shorty can definitely be a deterrent over here. And they're just diving in and out of that cyber cage, hoping to bait out sound cues that will flush him out. And one bullet is enough. He switches over to the Ghost, almost takes down Flabin, but Flabin turns around. What a double kill from this man. Reckoning crunched them hard.
Fake.
Oh, it's almost done at this point, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's an anti-eco.
Sorry.
Reckoning Esports, where they will have the weapons
Athletic one tap. I don't like old one tap. Sorry, I like old one tap tier wala.
To Dream 4, of course. As I said, they were fighting for
Kasa hai
the
baba?
seed in the playoffs and also maybe
Bada bada na.
if you'd like to consider that. But mainly it was a better seed in the playoffs. And I guess Reckoning's the one to get the better seed.
Ganda hai be Thanos.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe the seed will turn into a beanstalk. The beanstalk that takes them all the way up to the skies above, the heavens that they will ascend to. Maybe even ascension. Who knows? My goodness. I'm just gonna say it out there.
Guys.
This whole map is a brawl. Not just the map. This entire series has been a brawl. In Lotus, we did see some rotations every now and then, but in Bind, we just saw so many of these rounds where everybody would be dead within the first 20 seconds. And now we're seeing it on Fracture too.
Well, 12 rounds, man.
I thought यार बाथरूम मेरा एक दोस्त बनाया रोज आता है चूहा.
Stuff. I mean, opponents having better weaponry. Still, at least Warrior and Trist, they've got a Vandal and a Phantom on the board. So let's see if they're able to do anything. If they're able to do anything with just those two guns. At least Warrior has been dealt with, so that means that's the first Vandal off the board. First AR taken away, and then you've got men like Josh hitting his shots too. Reckoning Esports struggling definitely inside this round, but I like the fact that Revenant Esports are still able to connect those shots even after the round, the series of round they've lost so far. But look at Flabin so deep in. No one can expect him here, and he will be spotted. What just happened?
Nice one, Josh.
Oversmarting himself there.
But bathroom में चूहे को क्यों ले जाते हो?
Discipline is not always a wonderful virtue to have.
Brimstone लड़ कर रहा है
Turn
इनका.
up the heat. They are
Situations के हिसाब से लड़ हुआ उसका actually.
Mountain to scale. At least with this win, they're able to grant themselves the spiky boots.
क्या बोल रहे हैं लोग?
Spikes just into the bodies of Reckoning Esports. Pump them full of lead. What a crunch from Revenant Esports. They just disrespect all the smokes that have been put up. And yeah, I mean, Reckoning also were playing in semi-slowish fashion. They had like just one player towards the south side of the map while the rest of them tried to plug in via arcade. And what do Revenant do? They hard push into its A main. They take control of the south side, and then they're already behind Reckoning before they can even get the plant down. Both sides just refusing to give up control of this area, right? Just really being
Prowler अटक गया रे.
Aftershocks, fault lines, prowlers, trailblazers, nades, you name it, you've got it.
It's quite interesting to see Deadly 10 on the operator. On the
Shot रे गोपी.
Blackhawk just out aiming a guy with the operator in that range. It's
क्या trap से?
human to believe. But yeah, it is done in front of you guys, in front of your eyes too. Ching looking to pop out of that smoke and give a huge surprise to the opponents. Flapping on the other side of smoke too, try to do the same thing, but unfortunately not able to get the work with that. And Voya is now left with 2 of his teammates to do anything. They haven't even secured the site control yet. There's a tripwire on the side that can make things a little bit more difficult. I gotta say, with the way Revenant Esports is able to hit every single shot so far on the defending side, it's just adding on the charm a little bit more. Hirsch almost got caught off guard. He's still got the operator in the hand. The shot will be baited, but the classic's gonna be enough to take him down, and Chen will seal the deal.
मैंने अपने दोस्त के कुत्ते का नाम बिल्ली रख दिया.
Violence as their solution. Just simply refusing to let Reckoning into the site.
हर्ष ने क्या क्लासिक मारी है पारा को.
And I can see what Reckoning tried to even do over there, right? As both the breaches exchanged flashes at almost the same time, you had Flabin trying to dive in towards the defender spawn entrance, hoping to catch somebody off guard, but hey, nobody budges. The rest of Revenant also recovered their vision soon enough, and just like that, Reckoning Esports have been broken. Their economy shattered, and this could be a highway to Revenant's win. But it's a long and treacherous highway, full of landmines, full of traps. Reckoning Esports want to avoid some of these traps, and hence they start going towards the A side rather than B. But instantly, all these nades and aftershocks keep them away.
Wow.
Even the orbital strike has been thrown in by a Blackhawk just to burn one. And Deadly, he's been barbecued to death. It's not like he had a lot of weapons to begin with, so Reckoning aren't expected to win this round, but some economic damage will be desired. Never mind, they don't even get anything else. They just get Josh.
क्लासिक वैसा रेक्सी भाई भी बहुत strong है.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Revenant Esports, are they on the verge of pulling off an inhuman comeback, an unbelievable comeback? 5-12? Maybe a 12-12 OT?
This should do.
I think somehow I'm on too much copium over
This
there.
goes here, that goes there.
But yeah, speaking about
दो
Reckoning
trips
Esports,
एक जगह पे.
yeah, they've got 3 ultimates available. Seekers, Orbital Strike, and even the Rolling Thunder. All these ultimates can help them gain the site control and also sustain it. So it does seem like things are quite aligned for them. Seekers used, the Rolling
बोलना
Thunder,
बुलेट.
the opponents used too. Deadly 10.
Hello.
Able to take him down even though he's buttering around, but that was just a fake because the
Hello.
real push is on the opposite side. It's on the A side. The
Hello.
spike's getting planted too.
अरे
Reckoning Esports, the mind games this time. Finally, we're seeing something.
क्या हो गया
that
इसको
seems quite
कॉल कर रहा है
organized.
इतने रात.
Revenant Esports were using brute force to get inside, but Reckoning get into their opponent's minds instead. And Trist is throwing everything at them. Birds, tigers, the whole goddamn zoo is towards them, and now another one, just keeping them at bay for so long. He doesn't break the haunt, and that's how
Pick क्यों नहीं किया
Rightfully
इतना
pre-fired him,
इसे
but it's
टिल
still
डाला
back
तो.
to a 3v3. Flash is perfect from the side of Reckoning. Harsh has the Rolling Thunder available now, and this could really be a deterrent. The Molly misses, but the ult won't. And right to Ace has to tuck himself into a corner, find a safe spot. At least Blackhawk is able to trade him back, but now there's hellfire upon him. Fire and cataclysm raining down from the sky as they shake the whole ground and tear the skies asunder.
Well played, Reckoning.
Steal the finishing blow.
GG Reckoning,
They
well
win
played
this
RNT.
game.
Knockout punch indeed. And once again, the cowboy swings into action. Flabin, look at him. He's also got the stylish glasses. Oh man, I love this guy. I want to meet him. I want to meet him in person sometimes. And once again, he points his gun against Trist. Why does he do that? Why does he want a friendly fire against Trist only? Why not anyone else?
Okay guys, मिलते हैं अगले स्ट्रीम में. Bye, take care. Playoffs में हम लोग क्वालिफाई हो ही चुके हैं. Keep supporting us. Bye, good night.